Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of ROIL TALK podcast where we smoke, lift, and
live. Sorry, I was off. Sorry about that.
eventually we'll get everyone to say it at the same time. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you guys so much. Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Joe.
Adam.
Your boy Jake.
We got big man Jorge behind the desk over there. Shout out. We also got Lolo in the background.
Lolo!
Shout out Lolo.
I got two phones, one for the plug and one for the load.
Jake,
What?
why don't you introduce our guest today? Buddy?
Ladies and gentlemen, all you beautiful fucks out there, we have the one, the only, from one big to another. Big Rob Molano is in the motherfucking house.
What's up,
Army
guys?
vet,
Thank you.
all kinds of backstory. My boy, welcome to World Talk.
Appreciate it. Navy vet. All right, don't
Navy
get it
vet.
confused.
Yeah, Navy vet.
Did I say Army?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Is it Army?
It's okay, man.
Your first time doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. We're taking his virginity
Popping
tonight,
that cherry.
ladies.
That's all we do, huh?
Give
we
it
just
to
pop
us.
cherries on
Give
those
it to
cherries.
us.
It's a pod cherry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we pop-
You can have it.
That's ours now.
Oh, we've heard that
That's
before.
all- yeah,
We don't ask.
yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to need this anymore.
Well, he was giving. It's nice this time.
Yeah, he turned around and was like, get it.
There you go. It's easy.
Rob, what's up, baby?
Not much, man.
Yeah?
Thursday night.
Yeah,
You guys got me out here in
I'm
the
digging
desert.
the fit.
Ah,
Yeah.
a little camo.
It's a little different.
I dig it.
He cleans up well, huh?
He does.
It's better than the gym.
Do you
Yeah,
shop
for
at
sure.
Fashion Nova also?
What the fuck is that?
What is the one you use?
Fashion motherfucking Nova. Me and Lola are gonna be models for them.
What you-
They gonna see me and Lola
go,
like,
Lolo.
I didn't order a double bacon with cheese. We're like,
Is this like DXL for like guys who live?
no, Fashion Nova. It's for curvy ass bitches, like but it's all kinds. It's big, small, whatever.
just-
But
it-
they have really dope lines for us big boys.
Yeah.
It's not like big and tall shit. But Andrew Reese, former heavyweight champion, he's one of the big time sponsors.
Who
in there.
plugged you up with that? Like, where'd you catch it?
It
at?
was him. I saw him. I was watching one of his fights, and I was like, God damn, Andy, my boy looking sharp as a motherfucker. And I'm looking at him like, where do you get them jeans? Because his body's kind of like mine, so it's hard. Lolo, am I lying? It's hard. It's hard. We've been walking into many places. They go, why are you here?
All right, shoot me
They don't have
the
your
link because Lolo's hiding it from me.
Okay, I'll send it to you. But anyways, no, I started shopping their sites, and you see the shit I wear. I'm like, fuck it, homie, I rock that fashion.
It has like a whole wardrobe. And then you can pick and choose. Like, oh, I like this shirt. And it'll say, oh, you like this shirt, but it has all these pants options. So you
Oh
can
my
build
God.
whole outfits.
It's so confusing for me.
Oh no, it's
That's
not.
too
It's
much,
make it
bro.
easy. So I
My wife will trust me.
I saw this one, man. It was a bitch and fucking matching. It was matching suit, top, bottom, like kind of the corduroy, all black.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Jake always dresses fire.
See, man, shop it on the internet. I don't do it.
It's a risk. It's
Where
a
do you
risk.
go?
It's a risk.
I got a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need green T-shirts. She goes and gets them.
Yeah.
I need
Nice.
black T-shirts.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, I do that, right?
That's not.
Do you like plain
Plain
shirts?
tees. I wear flannels. I'm like, I'll go to like Men's Warehouse and grab some chinos. Call it easy.
Jeans, though? What you go to?
Levi.
Levi?
Yeah.
What, you got a special...
Nah, man, something like a boot cut.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I'll run like any kind of blue or black. Don't really
Okay.
get crazy on the colors.
When I was a kid, I did the American Eagle boot cuts.
You
Back in
would.
the day. Yeah, dude.
You would.
Yeah, I know.
At the mall, huh? American Eagle has
I
their
was
big
such
sale.
a queer.
Buy
And
two,
then-
get one extra pair of
And
jeans.
then I had a phase of a V-neck. And
We know
then,
that.
dude,
You
I
still do.
lost that like a
You
couple
still
years, few years ago. Because when I first met you, I was V-neck, right?
Yeah, dude, super V-neck. I'm like, this fucking
All
Guido.
V-neck, dude.
I think we.
Guido.
I had a V-neck phase. There's
Did you?
nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Couldn't do it, man. I was, just always skating and BMXing, and
Yeah.
yeah, you couldn't do American Eagle.
I was trying to go like half GQ, half like skater. I don't know. I was trying to mix the two. People would always talk shit. I'd wear a Gucci belt with
Yeah,
some
you watch-
like camo
What the fuck,
shirts.
dude?
They'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, well, "Who the fuck cares what I'm fucking wearing?" Don't
Watch
worry
too
about
many Disney movies about skateboarding.
it." Yeah. I subscribed to the magazine and the fucking.
What magazine?
Rob, where'd you grow
I
up
can't
at?
remember.
LA.
Skaters.
LA? So you're a
Skateboard.
SoCal boy?
Yeah, man. Born and raised. Grew up in the Valley. Like San Fernando. Hung out. Recruited out of the Navy out of Burbank Mall. Right. It was kind of dipping from cops, getting in trouble skateboarding in the mall that day. Ended up in a recruiter office.
Holy shit.
So
Work changed your life?
yeah, kind of.
That's
Were you interested in going before that, or this was like, wow, I guess I'm doing it?
Were you like, get me the fuck out of here?
No, I mean, I think I was always gonna go, right? Like I was like that kid who was like super obsessed with Top Gun. Right.
Nice.
So like,
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, man.
We have to ask you these things.
No,
Joe.
that one's a little far fetched.
No, it's not.
Come
It's
on.
not. We have to. He doesn't watch '80s movies like that. You know?
No, I do.
Speed.
yeah, I'm married to somebody like that.
Just the good ones.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Commando.
What?
I mean, I'm not. Every time
proud
I
of
want to
you.
watch
Very
something,
good,
it's
very
like
good.
she gets to watch it for the first time, so it's kind of cool.
Did she
sometimes.
talk shit? She's like, that wouldn't
My
happen.
chicken.
No shit.
My chick insulted
Nah.
Top Gun the first time. I was like appalled. We got to fight. about it.
Apologize.
Hey, rightfully so.
Say
I'm
sorry.
like, she's
I'm like, what's your problem?
She's like,
No.
what are we watching? This is stupid. I'm like,
I'd be like, are you terrible?
this is a classic. Get outside. Go outside. Like, go
I
wherever you
think.
go.
I think my wife knew right away that like that was like one of my favorite movies of all time. So she just held on to everything that she's ever thought was stupid about it,
I got
which
you.
I'm cool with.
That's respectful.
What's stupid about Top Gun? The
But-
guy's best friend dies,
Nothing.
takes over, saves
Even
the
the
world.
second
real
one's
man
good.
on
the
man
second one's
bonding.
even but the second one's good too.
Just as good.
Yeah.
Just
Second
as
one
good.
held up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
enjoyed
Second
it.
one-
held.
It was worth the
I
wait.
could watch
It
that
was
over
worth
and
the
over
wait.
again.
Only movie to make me cry, Armageddon. Second was Maverick when fucking Iceman died. I was like, no, don't take him from me.
Dude, Armageddon-
He's right here, Tyler.
Hey, Armageddon will get
Maverick's
you.
right here.
Armageddon
and
will fucking get you,
Iceman's
bro.
right here.
Especially the
Huh?
older you get.
If your
her-
estrogen's
Yeah.
a little high on
Levels are-
Armageddon, bro, you're fucking.
Yeah, Armageddon will get you.
Balling.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry, no.
Yeah.
Harry.
Push the button.
I'm like, oh, I need estrogen blocker. Stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before the
when
movie.
he tears the
dude.
patch, remember
Yeah.
he tears the patch off?
Yeah.
Give this to Truman. Make sure Truman. Oh, Harry, no.
I love you.
And I'm like, where does estrogen blocker?
All right, anyway.
I can't think of what movies like from my like childhood that get me like that.
Radio Flyer.
Radio Flyer for sure. That's probably one that'll
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, there it is. See, I'll hit
Is
you
that the one with the twins?
Yeah,
Or the boys that get beat?
Stepdad beats
Yeah,
him,
that's
dude.
a s-
Oh.
Radio Flyer.
And
That's
The
Tom
buffalo?
Hanks narrates it.
With the buffalo?
Yes.
a great man.
seen
I
that
haven't
one?
watched.
I remember being a kid, dude, and fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when the ant died. Dude,
Yes,
I was
deep
bawling, bro. I was so upset.
Dude, when they're in the middle of the oatmeal cookie, bro, that's
Yeah.
a fat kid's dream right there, bro.
Bro, you know what was great with like the whole Honey I Shrunk the Kids like thing? Do you remember when they had that whole like 20-minute thing you could go like see at Disneyland and be like in the immersive, like they shrink the audience,
No.
Yeah.
Was it
yeah.
a 3D glasses?
Yeah, it was
Remember
3D.
that?
Yeah.
right? Like when I was a kid and I was obsessed
That
with
was
that
new.
movie
That was
too.
like first thing coming out, like that type of stuff. It did
yeah,
at Disneyland.
like go there and you get shrunk in. It was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you get the big giant ant
Yeah.
attacking you. Feel like you're in the movie.
That is
How did
good
the ant
stuff.
die? When it got killed by
scorpion.
what? Yeah,
The
fucking
scorpion fucked it up.
That's right, homie. That's what fuckers.
And those dudes lived in an area with no scorpions. Fucking
Yeah,
retarded.
yeah, right.
Somebody's house pet got out.
It's
Yeah.
in Michigan.
Wait, let's not skip our weekly gym talk. Yeah, we're gonna go back.
How's your gym this week, Bubba?
Yeah, what's your
Let's see.
breakdown? Get down.
Like gym talk. Sucks.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know where you're going.
Let's go.
Can you tell us
Yes.
what happened
Yes.
the other day with your debacle? Your little feud.
Shout out to the greatest trainer in the high desert. Go ahead.
Shout out. Yeah, I was kind of, it was a little ridiculous. I mean, nice guy, but
I was next to you, dude. You threw your weights down. You're like, I'm pissed. I was like, oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Joe's
Was Joe like this?
Yeah.
I mean,
Was that the day video Lolo videoed him? He was doing like
no, I wasn't that day because he was real quiet after that, and then he didn't
Dude,
show
I haven't
up.
heard
I
him
haven't seen
since.
him. I
I
haven't
saw him
seen him.
today. He wasn't making
He was
a
in there
fucking
this
sound.
morning. He was
He's
real
he's
quiet.
quiet now.
So
He's like, he's texting him now.
yeah, he,
looking at us.
you know,
But you got cool
said
with him,
what's
right?
up. Said what's up to me right away this morning. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just like I was in there, and that was a heavy chest day for me last week, all right? And back on a TRT cycle, right? Like shout out to Lolo, right? Lolo. But back on
In-house pharmacist.
Lolo.
In-house pharmacist. Anybody
him up
for
on
their juice
Instagram.
needs, hit up our boy Lolo, and he'll have you looking thick as fuck.
Not only will he
Cold
supply you,
peanut butter
but
thick.
he'll teach
That's
you.
an ad for you, Lolo.
That's it.
You
And
ever had cold peanut butter?
In ice cream, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
And
go
if you
ahead.
haven't freaking seen his episode, right, get on here because there's a lot of
Yeah.
education.
Oh,
With you guys
dude,
getting
yeah,
that dude
a lot
hot
of
boxed in
education,
here.
You said cold peanut butter.
Cold peanut butter. That's the one I use on the bitch before.
Yeah, by the way,
bro,
Lolo,
you
I
thick
had
as
a
a
ton
motherfucker.
of
You
people,
cold peanut butter thick.
ton of people after that episode hit us up. We're like, dude,
Like,
I
what's
learned
cool?
so much. Like that guy's
I want
so
to do
smart.
steroids. I'm
Yeah,
like, you
yeah. I was
should.
like, dude,
Call
I want to
this
do
guy.
it. Yeah.
Seriously, we should all have shirts on that say steroids.
Yeah, supply is by Lolo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we get Lolo shirts, dude. Fucking.
That's the best thing about Lolo's conditional bipolarness, Right, like when he goes down those late
holes?
night rabbit holes and learns everything you want to know
He
about
absorbs.
Tren.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
No,
Fuck
but back to the guy in the gym. It was a heavy chest day, and I think that's probably the first time I was incline pressing 110s in about a year, right? And it's just so loud in the gym, and it's not even like with him working. He's just yelling at people, like, and he can't hear himself because his headphones are on too loud. Like, bro, if you're gonna coach somebody,
He's obnoxious.
like, take your headphones off.
Yeah.
Right? Coach the individual. But the gym is, everybody in there is trying to be in some sort of meditative state. Right? And you want to be in your own meditative state, build your own fucking gym. Like, do it at your house, do your thing, right? And whatever. And so I went up, tried to get his attention, and, nicely, like, hey, man, just quiet down. And he purposely ignored me. So next thing I did was, all right, I'm going to gently touch you on the back of the arm. It's like an unassuming touch.
Yeah.
And he immediately just was like, who the fuck are you? The fuck are you going to do? You own the gym? You're telling me? I'm like, man, calm down, right? And like, it's cool, right? I don't need to fight. Like, I've been there, did that, right? Like, it's cool. And just waited for him to calm, his fucking just ignorantness at that moment down. And then get into shit, and he's like, I'm training these guys for the academy, right? I'm like, that's cool, dude. My wife's a cop. What the fuck's that got to do with this, right? And then I was in the Marines. That's cool, dude. I was in Iraq 7 times. What the fuck does that have to do with anything right now? And then he's like, oh, you were a Marine? I was like, nah, man, I wasn't in the fucking Marines, dude. I was in the Navy, right? Like, and then his whole tune changed after that. He became real apologetic and stuff, and it was cool, but, just everybody's in there for their own thing, And that morning, because I think you guys walked in at like 5.
Yeah.
I had already been there since 3:30, dealing with this and just getting more and more and more. By the time 5:15 came around, and this dude like was at an all new level of volume because there were more people in the gym, and I think there's like a show off. Like maybe it's not even like an egotistical show off piece. I think he just naturally just gets louder the more people that are around. I know some other dudes like that. And like, he fucked up my vibe.
Yeah. No.
Right?
You handled it very professionally. I
Yeah.
have to, I saw you like go up to him, and you were cool. I saw him, and he got mad for a second, and then I heard it get quiet right after. He was like, I'm a Marine vet. And you're like, me too, or whatever you said, and then he was like, you are? And then that was it, dude. It was like quiet after that. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool, but.
Then he was like, I did corrections and whatever, and you don't know who anybody is. I go, yeah, but you're escalating shit by the way you respond. Like, so if you were in corrections, you must have, like, my immediate opinion was like, you must have been really bad. Because, like, if that's how you respond to every single person in a tense situation, you're just going to escalate everything like forever. Like, the quickest way to, in a tight situation, is to just, be calm and find the exit, not, close all the fucking doors. Right? That's how you make somebody else feel trapped, and now you're going to get swings,
It's crazy. Like when people don't put their weights away, the people we've talked to, it builds up a little bit, and you're kind of getting fucking irritated, and you finally say something, and they're instantly defensive, and like we approach them as nicely as possible. Like I know how you do it. Like we're always really cool, but
I usually always go greet them, like, hey, what's your name, man? Like, you've been working out here a while. Like, I try to, like, come to their level, and then I'm like, hey, dude, can I help you put your weights away, or what do you want to do here? Because we usually put our stuff away.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, dude. But, like, I've seen different instances. Ryan went up to that guy very nicely, and that guy got pissed.
yeah,
Like,
he blew up. But you know what?
so-
He puts his weights away.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's just like that guy, dude. Yeah, he's keeping it down now, respectfully.
He was cool to me today. Like, he talked to me the other day, and, he was like, showed me what song he's listening to. He's like, this is my hype right now. You got to get on it. I was like, all right, cool. Whatever. Put it on.
Now you have a friend.
And then, no. And then as soon as, like, I sat next to him to, like, all right, I moved to, like, a weight section near him in the gym.
How you know what you're
He was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done for the day, man. I'm going to go and relax. You have a good day. I'm like, all right, bet. See ya. I'd never seen the dude in the gym that little amount of time before.
Yeah.
Like, that dude's in there for 7 hours.
He just fell in order. That's all.
So,
Yeah.
but
What was that?
Are you going to say it or no?
What was
Say
that
it.
guy's name?
Gary?
Gary. Yeah, remember Long Dick Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I almost got I got in a pickle with him.
LDG, huh? Long Dick Gary.
Well, I was sitting right there, the only seat
He's
right
like,
there.
"Talk about my dick.
Doing fucking.
Talk about my dick.
No, and he came up and grabbed dumbbells and stood right in front of me and started working out. Right in front of my knee.
He was going down the rack, I got to say that, but Joe got upset.
I said, hey, man, do you mind moving over a little bit? And he's like, no. I'm like, whatever, it fucking was. I don't even remember
Whatever,
now.
you
But,
big dick bastard.
dude, and then we just went at it. I was like, dude, what the fuck is... Whatever, dude. We started yelling
What
at
was
each other.
this?
Were you between
This
sets?
is like... No. This was...
No, Joe was like letting it build up, and then he kind of got aggro on the guy, and the guy responded aggro, and they yelled at each other, and then that was it.
But was this like you between sets when he
No,
did it,
no,
or were you like in the middle of a set and he stood right
He
in
was
front
finishing up, and he was like coming. The guy was standing in front, using all the weights on the rack one by one, but he was in front of everybody. Everybody was on the bench using the mirror, and he just came along and started using the rack in front of everybody.
And I said nice. I was like, hey, do you mind moving over? And then, he whatever.
Joe was a little aggro,
But after that, every morning I see him now. He's like, good morning. How you doing, buddy? Like, he's very, really nice. I'm like,
there's a middle story. to that.
you know what? After that, I even went, like, right after that whole, like, we started yelling for a minute. He walked away. I went up to him. I was like, look, dude, I don't want any shit, dude. I just, whatever. And he's like, no, you already started it.
Yeah,
and
he
whatever.
was.
And then I was like, all right, cool. And that was it. I tried to be cool, just like you were. Like, dude, come on, dude. Like, this is our home. And we're here every fucking day almost. You know what I mean? I don't want shit here to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think I don't know if somebody did it. It's just the tonality for the rest of the day and like the rest of it changed really quick because he was like, one of the things that like stuck with me that morning when he was yelling, right, was like, you're not the owner of the gym. You're not the owner of the gym. Blah blah blah. I know him. Yada yada. I was like, so what? And then I think somebody was like, went up to him and was like, you know the owner of the gym? That guy like knows the owner of the gym and like hangs out with him regularly.
Everyone knows the owner.
And because he came up to me, he was like, hey, tell the owner I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. And I was like, I don't care. I was never going to tell the dude, don't care.
He would laugh about it anyways.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah.
For sure.
He would he'd get on there and be like, did he not rack his weight so I can call his mom right now?
Yeah, can I call his mom
Can
a
I
whore?
charge him? Can I charge him?
Can I call his mom a whore? Does he believe in
Run the
energy-based
cameras.
weapons?
Yeah.
I'm like, Jake, he says energy-based weapons are fake.
Ugh, yeah, he's out. He's
out. He's out.
He's
There's no
86.
World's
Oh,
round.
dude, yeah.
The world's round.
He's
Yeah.
86.
There's no such thing as chemtrails.
Yeah.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah. That's it. He's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, you can't.
A fucking wild child.
Yeah, oh, dude, he's dope.
You said you're how old again?
38.
30.
Hey, I just want to say to everybody real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but recently was my birthday and I got a lot of love from everybody. I just wanted to tell all you guys thanks.
Sir.
I'm usually like a mellow birthday guy. I don't really say too much, and you guys gave me all love, and I just want to appreciate you guys.
Of course, baby. We love you.
Well, since we're talking about birthdays.
You
right?
too, right?
No, mine's no. Lolo's is coming up. Lolo's is Monday. Big
Yeah.
Lolo.
Yeah. Aquarius.
Joe's coming up too. Oh, you fucking
The Aquarius.
No, Joe's like
Yeah, you coming
in a
up?
couple years he gets his birthday.
But
Wait.
birthdays, I got a gift for you guys.
Okay.
So this is, since you guys smoke, I don't smoke, right? But I am a sailor through and through, so I love to drink. But this is my favorite whiskey
Okay.
out of Colorado. It's a 10th Mountain whiskey. This is their cordial. It's a peach vanilla infused whiskey. So
Okay.
take a look at that. Pour that. Have yourself a little swig.
What?
Whoa,
Whoa.
Why did you say you smoke and we don't? How did that have to do with this?
No. You guys smoke.
Right.
Right down.
He's saying he drinks.
I drink.
You drink? Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
He's a drinker.
Figured you'd be.
Yeah. I'm a sailor, bro.
So you
Can you
said
pass
you've
me your-
never smoked weed?
Never.
Never? You don't want to?
Nope.
Okay, Rob. Can I hit that? Is that cool? Stop fucking around and hand me that. God.
The idea of it, man, gives me anxiety.
Waterfall.
Oh, I can't. Yeah. I'm not like Jorge John. I ain't scared where your mouth's been, Daddy. Come on.
Oh, I know. Waterfall.
Yeah, we're in the car. What were we doing?
You guys listen to this shit. Listen to this.
What
Lolo.
were we doing?
You guys were driving here last week.
Yeah, we're driving here. I had some the hard Mountain Dews,
yeah.
extra over, right? So I have them in a case, and I go, hey, they're sugar free. So I go, hey, you guys want to try these? And I give them to Jorge. Jorge's in the back of the truck. We're driving, and Jorge goes, Joe's like going like this. He has his arm back, like, hand him one. And he goes, I don't want my own one. Just let me have some of yours. So Jorge goes, no. So he goes to hand him his own, and Joe's like, Dick, I don't want my own. Just give me some of yours. So Jorge gives him his, and Joe goes to hit. He goes, waterfall it. And Joe's like, excuse me? And at the same time, I'm so fucking baked. I'm like, what flavor is this? And Jorge goes, waterfall. I'm like, waterfall. Because I'm looking at it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then Joe starts laughing. Then we both realized what he was saying. You know? And then we were like, how come you want to waterfall it? He goes, cuz he's always talking about eating puss and this and that.
Eating ass.
Right before he gets in the truck. Pretty good.
Smells good. Yeah.
Yeah. That puts some hair on your ass, Joe.
Hey, look, it has my last name in here. Sage infused peach.
There you go. I thought I was talking about your asshole.
Yeah. It could be.
There you go.
With the sage infused peach.
Hey, Rob, I got a important question. Do you eat ass?
I've been known to.
Yeah.
He's in the Navy, bro.
Shout out, wifey.
He swabs the poop deck.
Speaking of Navy, how was that? How long were you in for?
I did 15 years.
15?
Yeah, man.
What'd you do in there?
So,
If you can't say, just say, I plead the fifth.
no, I don't plead the fifth.
Okay.
That would be incriminating, and I
fucking
didn't break
tell
any
us.
laws, right? I got orders.
That's right.
That's not true. I definitely broke some laws. Oh man, that's a good story.
We'll get to that.
But so I was air crew. So started out doing rescue swimmer stuff and busted up my shoulder pretty good. Went fixed wing, did a bunch of recon stuff, and I'd spent most of my career in and out of Iraq doing recon or Fifth Fleet stuff, which is the Middle East, or running crews, doing stuff like that. And then also with that, I was a trained anti-submarine hunter. So everybody, right, still got a Navy job, even though we're fighting wars in a desert, right? So the skill set there is learn how to track and kill submarines from the air. So pretty cool gig. A lot of math, a lot of flight time.
So you were in the air a lot.
Yeah, I did my whole career.
Did a
in the
lot
air.
of skydiving, or jumping out of planes, or Or you
No, I
staying?
mean you do some basic basic ground maneuvers for like your parachutes and stuff like that. You do some like risk assessment, right? Like if you ever have damage, like there's this giant ass manual you have to go through called the NATOPS, and there's one for every aircraft, and it tells you like dumb shit like if you need to walk out onto the wing while in flight, this is how you do it. Right? So you train to those things, and then you kind of just work through them
You
as
said
stuff
walk in
comes
the
up.
wing
Top left.
during flight.
Yeah, if you had to.
I heard that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the during flight part.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
during flight, walk on the wing.
Yeah, there's a whole thing that you're allowed to do, not allowed to
Fuck
do.
would you walk on the wing?
Yeah, it's standard SOPs, bro.
Yeah, so you don't
You
get
guys ready?
die.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah,
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Lola, you taking one? Yeah.
Come
My
on.
boy,
Lolo,
my boy.
Of course he is.
He probably has a shot to make you drunk.
Savor it just a little bit, It's not shot, but
Just a little something.
What happened with that Sprite?
It's for the chaser. You ready? No, you're gonna.
Oh,
have to
you
drink
need
it-
that.
You're drinking it straight. You're
Well, why
not
would we put ice
mixing.
in
bro,
it?
it's on ice, man.
You're not
Then
mixing
good.
it tonight,
Nice,
bro.
my boy, you're good.
doing it with
Joe,
the
you're
rest
good.
of us. You can
Are
have
you
this
gonna be able to
after.
drive?
Am I gonna be able to drive?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Rob. We
No
really
worries.
appreciate it.
Salud, bros.
Boys,
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Okay.
That's fucking great. That is fucking great. Joe, you good, baby?
Joe's not a drinker, he's a smoker.
Yeah. That's facts.
That's actually fucking
This is
good.
fucking
It's pretty
great.
tasty though. Yeah.
On ice, that makes a whole little difference.
This is good.
I'm gonna sip it.
Oh yeah, just sip away, bro. Put a little bit on ice. It gets smoother, right? The more your ice melts, it just
the ice
gets.
melts.
Oh man, it's dumb.
I thought I needed a chaser.
No. This is my favorite.
It's a little desserty, no?
Yeah, it's the vanilla. But this I really love. So when I was getting out of the military, I was a little messed up. I was dealing with some injuries, and I was in and out of the hospital, and I was on pain meds, and pain meds led to other fucking problems, right? You're on too many pain medications, and then you get mental issues, and then they try to solve that thing, and then you get more pain, and blah, 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 right? So I went on this ski trip with the Naval Hospital down in San Diego up to Vail. And there's this great organization up there called Vail Veterans Program, right? Fucking huge shout out. But so we went up there, and it's just a whole bunch of vets and their families, and everybody's kind of hanging out, doing their thing. And we're staying at the Marriott in Vail, which, it's $1,000 a night kind of a place, not bad.
Yeah.
And in the lobby, 10th Mountain Whiskey had a tasting, right? And so it was their cordial, their rye, their bourbon, I think, was out there. I was like, man, this shit's phenomenal. We were doing like a welcome dinner that night, and I went to the restaurant, and I was like, hey, I had this whiskey. You guys have it? And they're like, actually, we just got it. Like, it's a new distillery up here. Mm-hmm. So they cracked open a fresh bottle. Me and another veteran, we went through like 2 of those that night.
Jesus.
And the guy's like, dude, you know you're at altitude, right? And I'm like, I'm good, man. Keep pouring. Right? And the next morning, my wife, she was worried, right? She's like, fuck, this guy. And like she's going to get that version of me coming out. And the next morning, we had to like get up at 6 a.m. to go like zip lining. And I was ready. I was like, let's go. It's 5:30. What are you guys doing in bed? We got to go. We got things to do.
Damn.
We're up here hanging out, you know. So
That's that clean like liquor.
Yeah.
yeah, but those guys are real cool. So a bunch of guys got out of the 10th Mountain Division in the Army, right? And they started their own whiskey distillery up there. They didn't leave Vail.
Wow.
So it's veteran owned, veteran ran. They got a dope tasting room in Vail, Colorado. So if you're ever up there, go check them out. But you can order it. There's one shop in Pasadena that carries it. So you can go get it locally, kind of.
Fucking.
What do? You pick it up there or you order it?
No, every time I go to Colorado and I try to get up that way, once at least every couple years, I'll
What's out
I'll
there?
go grab like 10 of them.
What's
What
out
part?
there?
I just like being out there, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. All over.
Yeah.
But Vail, I'm a big fan of Vail area. It's a little too expensive for me, but you know, that's the dream one day, right? Have a house up there and then spend a lot of time in Durango. We're going to Durango mid-March. We're going to go spend a week out there, go snowboard.
Nice.
Yeah, go do that
Yeah,
stuff.
I spent some time up in Loveland. Fucking loved it, dude. Loveland, Colorado was
Yeah.
bitching. They sent me out there for 3 months to go help.
You like the cold, huh?
To love it. But that
perfect.
weather out there is just something I've never seen before.
Well, I used to
Pretty
live there
wild.
for like 4 years. I lived
What
there
part?
for. At first, I lived in Highlands Ranch, and then I moved to Castle Rock. But my grandma lived in Colorado Springs, and we had a cabin in somewhere, right? So I was up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, like, yeah, the snow out there. It's never once in a while it's bad, but most of the time it's like gone next day kind of snow. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. But like my brother just texted me the other day, he's like, it's -40 here, and I'm like, dude, fuck that. South Dakota, -40.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't join the Air Force. That's retarded. Right? You want to end up in the Dakotas, join the Air Force.
What? Am I confused here? Because you were still in airplanes, but that was Navy, so they do
Yeah.
airplanes and Air Force does airplanes.
Yeah,
Navy-
Navy has the ground. Well, go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead.
Break it down.
go ahead.
No, you tell me, I'll correct you.
No, Rob, go ahead, Rob.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's
Go
okay. I
ahead.
want to hear. I want
No,
to know how
you're
much knowledge is out there.
you know, well,
He knows this.
Well, they have like the ground crew, like the SEALs. Of course, they have SEAls, right? And then they got their planes, but mostly on the carriers, mostly Marine planes. Am I right? Mostly. On
No.
The, yeah.
No.
And then and they got they have everything.
So there's Navy pilots, right?
Yeah, there's Top Gun, baby.
Top Gun's Navy pilots.
Navy pilots.
Air Force is totally different.
Air Force is totally
so
different.
think about it this. So the Navy actually has more aircraft than the Air Force. Right? So think about it like this. The Air Force defends the skies and drops like long-range bombs. That's kind of their job, right? It's air defense, right? Is kind of what it transitioned to. Because early on, you had like the Army Air Corps, right? World War II, Army Air Corps kind of a deal. And then by the end of World War II, right, post-Europe, Japan, there's a big transition as far as like air incursions because we need to be able to get our aircraft to areas that we don't have bases, right? Like Germany, Europe was kind of easy. Well, we had the Brits, right? So before we went deep into Europe, like we were still getting aircraft over to England or they were developing their own aircraft and we were flying their aircraft kind of a deal, right? So that's kind of how the Army Air Corps starts and then transitions. By the end of the war, though, we need to launch Army Air Corps planes off of carriers to strike Japan, right? We just don't have the capability.
General Douglas. No, what was his name? They hit the B. They used the B-25s.
Yeah.
B-25 missiles off the carrier group. It was our response after we got attacked at Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
And it was God. Was it General? No.
And then-
Something Douglas. MacArthur. It was MacArthur. Not MacArthur. It wasn't MacArther. I'll think of his name.
You got it. But
Doolittle.
Yeah,
It was
Doolittle.
James Doolittle. Excuse me. It was Colonel James Doolittle. And it was what were their names? The Raiders. Doolittle's Raiders. So back in the day, they couldn't. Funny story here. That's the off subject, but one of my guys he used to work on one of my crews. His name was Ray. He was Haitian. He served in the Navy. And one day he's on this aircraft carrier, and next thing you know, he goes, "What are these fucking planes doing landing?" And they were the B-25 Mitchells. They were landing. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Then he says, off the plane comes Alec Baldwin, Ben Affleck. What was the other chooch's name? The one that
For Pearl Harbor?
yeah, it was all Pearl Harbor.
Really?
So they didn't know he was on the. I think he was on the USS Intrepid. I think. Well, anyways, long story short, that's what they filmed that scene. That's from Pearl Harbor, the Doolittle raid that
Yeah.
they took off because we couldn't get our bombers so close to Japan because we had to hit. We had to respond.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, didn't some of them die? They got shot down. Like the responders.
Yeah, they just couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some ran out of fuel.
It was
Because
just
they got spot sooner.
that was one of those things that it was just, and then that whole war really changes the whole landscape from it, right? Because that's kind of the ending, Right, but then there's so much innovation and transition, like in the Pacific theater, that gets missed, right? Like you don't get any of that when you watch like the Pacific, right? Like or any of that kind of stuff. You just don't get any of the build up and the change, and then the other things that were developed, right? During that time, the Navy still had seaplanes too, so they had like float planes in the Navy, and they would use that for like depth charges and anti-submarine warfare, right? Because you had to like still defend like free freight or free flow of trade across the world, right? Kind of a deal. And then all that stuff gets developed and changed over, and you start developing fighters that can get launched off of aircraft carriers to how we win the Battle of Midway and do all that. And then you fast forward through Korea, Vietnam, and the Cold War, and then you get to today. You know, and then Iraq was basically just us taking Cold War aircraft and going, man, how do we modify the mission set for this and operate in the desert without building new aircraft? So
Space Force coming around.
Space Force, I mean, same thing as the Air Force, right? Except go higher altitude, right? You just leave this.
So it's Space Force way up here, Air Force right here, and
in
then
an
Navy's
easy
more
like
lower.
in an easy like dumb way to like explain it.
Yeah.
Right. Space Force then deals with satellite and does data, right? Because all of our data now travels, you know, satellite to satellite across the world and stuff, right? So their whole job is, you know, it's freaking IT hackers with a uniform and, you know, protecting satellites and the next thing. And I'm sure they got some other programs that I don't know about that they're working on as far as, you know, atmospheric defense, right? That'd probably be the best way to say it.
It's pretty wild how you sit there and you brought the Battle of Midway and you bring up, you know, all those, you know, geez, like submarines back in the day. How much of a crew, American sub back in the day, you would say, like during World War II?
Probably like 20, 30 people.
So
you know,
think
for
about
like those kind of submarines, maybe like 50.
And then like, you know, like group, like carrier groups or like battles, like they would get like that, and it's so common back then. But now, you know, when a regular serviceman, like one dies, you're like, oh my God, you know. But back then during WW2, my grandpa was in the Army Air Corps. He was a tail gunner on B-17 Flying Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always wondered that because I'd be like, I don't understand what happened to the Army.
The Air Corps?
Yeah, the Army Air Corps.
Becomes the Air Force, and the mission set diversifies, and then we attack Korea, and we don't really have any, you know, places to be over there. Then you get that leads to status of forces agreements with Japan around that time, because now we go in and we say, you know, in a nutshell, we beat the shit out of you, you're going to do this, right? We're going to put our troops here, right? Like, that's real crude diplomacy, but, you know, that's then us spreading, you know, U.S. and Western democracy to, you know, the samurai empire. Right? I mean, because if you want to get like real crazy with things, the samurai is happening like at the same time as the Victorian age in Europe. Right? Like, so you think of like the founding fathers and like the Revolutionary War, that's like Victorian Europe. That's when you have samurai. It's not that long ago.
Yeah.
People think it's like 500 years ago, 600 years ago.
Yeah.
No, man.
Tom Cruise, great movie. Last Samurai.
Yeah, another one.
That's
Banger. You seen that one?
We talked about this.
I mean, think about it, right? So think about Last Samurai, right? End of the samurai era, that whole thing, right? Like, but that's all happening. They have guns.
Yeah.
Like, so just relate it to like how long have we had guns and go, oh shit, that's the samurai.
Yeah. What's that movie or that show that just came out?
Shogun.
Shogun. Yeah, isn't that the kind of same era?
Yeah, that's the same time frame.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's some interesting times.
So
right?
we get in there and we say, hey, you guys are done with this. You know, finally, you know, the West comes in and goes, no. We're true. You guys are truly going to be influenced by us now. And then you have Korea, right? Innovation through Korea, innovation through Vietnam, and then we end up where we're at, man. Right? Vietnam era. We're all Vietnam era kids.
Did you like serving?
Yeah, dude, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How long ago did you get out?
2019.
2019. So you've been out 6 years now.
How many places in the world you been?
A lot. Yeah, that one, it's not from like lack of like wanting to tell you. Like, it's a lot. Like, a lot of cool countries.
Anything stand out or you want to talk about?
How's Thailand?
Thailand's weird.
How's the red district?
yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. How's Thailand?
Thailand's wild, man.
Could you see us doing a ROIL Talk episode?
You guys should go to Thailand.
Let's do it.
I don't want to ruin it for you. Yeah, go to Thailand and just ask for a banana shell.
Let's get Jorge a lady boy.
Wait, what's a banana shell?
Yeah, man.
Ice cream?
What's the one on Hangover?
Jorge,
What's he
Jorge,
saying on
you want-
Hangover?
Jorge, you want a lady boy?
Jake, what's he saying on Hangover?
What?
Jorge's like, I'll take what I could get.
What's he say? I come in you come on the floor.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
What do you mean it was beautiful? Yeah, it was beautiful. What?
And we come
We
same
climaxed
time.
at the same time. How is that even possible? I came in you came on the floor. Jorge, come on, baby. We'll take you out. Oh, look at you, Jorge. You American.
You big boy.
You big dick. You like Superman. I wipe you off. You still hot.
I give you a banana shell.
Yeah, Thailand's wild.
Rob, what's a banana shell?
Banana shell, girl puts a banana all the way up there, and then she does a dance on the stage and slices banana pieces into guys' mouths at the front of the stage.
Yeah.
Welcome to Thailand.
Have you served in that line of defense?
No, but I've definitely put people in it.
Would you guys do it? I'd be in.
I was wise enough before I went.
You gotta live.
You gotta live, dude. I have my cramp. Come on.
You're like, did you wash this before?
That'd be Joe, huh? This isn't Pilgrim.
Is this sanitary?
Yeah.
Who's in
Joe's
charge
like,
here?
that banana's kind of brown.
Jake would be
Joe's
over
like,
there. Give me seconds. Give me
Yeah, I'd be
seconds.
like, I'll put one in me.
I'll take Joe.
Yeah,
I'll slice it.
it's a wild time, man. Let's see, where else? Italy was great. I liked Italy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it? Like,
My whole Italy story was pretty cool. I think we had been on deployment in Iraq for 8 months, 7.5 months, something like that. Like we were wrapping close, and all the other crews had done got in, R&R time, take an aircraft back out to Italy at a depot, get it refabbed, right? Do some work to it, right? Get it back in shape to go back to the desert, because that's where our closest Navy depot was for my type of aircraft I was on. And just my crew just kept getting flights. Other crews would go down into the Gulf and leave Iraq, go hang out in Qatar or Bahrain or Dubai and fly missions and do some ocean missions, do some sub training, and just not my crew. We just kept getting slated on flights, and finally,
what does that mean? Flights.
just flying missions.
Okay.
Yeah, just flying sorties out there, combat missions, and we would just do. We had a lot that year, and we got told, hey, you guys are gonna go do an Italy trip. We need to get this plane done, right? And everybody else's trips were 10 days, 14 days, right, 16 days. And but we need you guys back. So you guys are gonna get there, and then you guys are gonna do 20 hours on the ground, and then go to sleep, and then you guys will brief, and then you guys will fly back to Iraq. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's 1 day off, right? And I had an in-flight tech at the time, and I love the dude. He's a cool guy, right? Little shady in his operatings. And right before we landed in Italy, he purposely damaged some parts on the aircraft. That
Really?
didn't tell anybody. And we were in Italy for 3 weeks.
What? Dang.
And I wasn't there to do maintenance or any of that. I was part of the air crew, and I'd check in every morning. Hey, we got anything? We need to go do a safety flight. And because every time they do repairs to the aircraft, they got to send it up in the air, make sure it's all stable and everything like that. Nope, not yet. We're waiting on parts. Because then we had to get parts from Virginia.
Oh my god.
And I think this is 07, 08. And
Where are you guys sleeping? Where's all this?
yeah, we just get a hotel room on base.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us a couple rental cars. I'm driving an Alfa Romero, getting drunk in Italy every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude.
So you get to go into town and do whatever you want?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
It was.
The perks of the military right there.
I think I would have done well in the military.
I think
I'm sure you would have, Bubba.
my mentor at the time,
A little
Rookie.
too well.
Yeah.
We called him Rookie.
Turtle.
He, I think night 2 or night 3, met some girl whose parents owned a pizzeria or
God bless him.
something.
Yeah.
Right?
Never
And-
went back to America.
Yeah. I'm
Nah,
like,
he came back. But so next thing you know, we're doing dinner at that restaurant that night, and then ending up in some place that we probably weren't supposed to be at, that we definitely got briefed upon, stay away from these areas on the island.
You're there.
We're there, and we're
Your recon. That's
man.
what you do.
And then we're just flying down Italian back roads. I think at one point I was in some local dude and his girlfriend's car, going to some other bar. And I remember being drunk and being panicking because it was reading 140 on the dash. And I'm like, And I didn't click into my mind that we're going 140 kilometers.
Uh,
That wasn't that fast. It was like 80 miles an hour.
yeah.
We're gonna die.
My drunk
I'm gonna
mind.
die on the way to the orchard.
Yeah, my drunk mind. But it was 3 weeks in Italy. I had a great time. I had just re-enlisted, so that was '08. I had just re-enlisted for like a fuck ton of money, and the Navy, when you re-enlist in a combat zone, they drop that money overnight into your account. Whew. And I was like, oh man,
Later.
I'm about to be dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see how far I can stretch this thing.
Good for you.
So, and then, I mean, the rest of the places, like in the world, like that place stands out. I think my 26th birthday I did in Japan. That was a wild night. You know, but I was stationed in Hawaii most of my career. So
Cam likes Japan. He says it's a different world there.
I hate Japan.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
One of my buddies says he was stationed over there, and he said the women gnarly, like they please. I'm like, really? Like como chingas? Well, that means like you fucking butt.
Too much, yeah.
Like
too much.
He's like, no, they do. I'm like, really?
I think because I went to Okinawa my first couple times in Japan, and Okinawa is not like Japan, right? And I had this like idea of Japanese culture before I went, and it just ruined it for me. And I was like, I hate this place. Right?
Yeah, you seem like a meat and potatoes type guy. So
No, like I love food, man. Like I'm a meat and potatoes guy now, but like don't get me wrong, like I love food. It was just the culture of it. I was just like, it's like the most rudest, racist
Facts.
culture, and extremely polite about it, which makes it worse for me.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that.
Like it's like I remember like going to some like bar and like getting this tiny little X from this girl like at the door, like, you know, you can't come in. No. I'm like, what the fuck? They went in. They went in. No, right? And like, because I'm American, I can't go in. I'm like, right, but it's like such a nice way of telling me. It's like, I'm sorry, I hate you, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
the fuck? Just want to go in here and have a drink, right? And then, but if I think about it, I can find out some cool stuff. But my 26th birthday, I think I was 26, 27. My wife would know. She would correct me. But I was out there on an exercise with some South Korean dudes, and we went and partied with a bunch of South Koreans in Japan, and that's a wild night. Yeah, we definitely, again, ended up at places that we were told do not go to, right? We're like, that's where we're going.
those boys wild or what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. There were a couple Korean officers, like naval officers, and they were wild. Yeah, that was a fun night.
How long you been married?
10 years. 10 years, yeah. Don't get in trouble for that one.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Coming up on 11.
Did you meet her while you were in the service then, right? Mm-hmm. Where'd you meet her at?
I met her online.
Yeah.
Online?
Nice.
You're over there. You're
I
over
was
in
in
Thailand.
Hawaii.
You're online?
Tinder
I was in
or
Hawaii. No, man, no. Just she was moving back to Hawaii and looking for people to hang out with, and I was looking for people to hang out with.
In Hawaii.
And then in Hawaii, and then yeah, we started talking. She was in Vegas, and then she came in, picked her up, and then she just never went home.
Damn.
So like she had a whole plan. She's gonna move back in with family, like restructure herself in Hawaii. Like she was going through a divorce, I was going through a divorce, and yeah, she just came over to my house and never went home.
Nice.
Right on.
Yeah,
Love it
Been
for
with you ever since?
yeah. Ever since, well, we've had a couple little times where we've split and like figured it out, but
Who has
figured it out.
Who the fuck?
Part of the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we figured it out, right? So it's all good. But yeah, definitely been there and did that. Like I met like half her family before like I met her in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were going through some shit, and then her sister, like I met her sister, and then her sister started hooking up with like one of my homies, and then she started dating another homie. I was like,
Homie hopper.
Are you anything like your sister?
Yeah.
we had a bunch of party houses, that's what we did back then. Like
In Hawaii?
Yeah, the house I lived in, I mean, it was a bunch of single sailors, or a couple locals that like single younger locals that lived in the house, but like, if you showed up from work that day without a 30 rack or better, you go back to the fucking, go to the store and come home.
So you guys are drinking and partying?
Oh, every night. Yeah. And if you had to like watch in the middle of the night, like say you had to like go work in the middle of the night shift or go fly, like everybody else was partying. So you were just expected to like wake up and like start playing water pong with everybody else where they were getting hammered. It was kind of like,
Just see how to do what you gotta do. Figure
that was
it
just
out.
the expectation in the house, It's just kind of what everybody did.
Damn, what a life.
How long were you stationed over there?
10 years.
In Hawaii?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got stories.
Oh, for sure.
Like 9 years, man. Yeah, it's fun.
Dope.
So I'd go to Iraq, go on deployment, go on a mission set, come back to Hawaii, do it again, right? And then
How long would it be? How long would a typical deployment be?
like at that time, like 8 months. The Navy tries to deploy like 6-month intervals, but at that time, like late 2000s, we were like 8 to 9 month rotation. Some ships were doing like a year, just kind of depended where it was at. The Army was like pretty much like a standard year at that point, but the Navy was like they tried for 6, but 8 months with turnovers, and then you'd have exercises in between. So you'd come home for like a year, but you'd have like certain crews would go like down to South America, certain crews would go back out to the Middle East, certain crews would go fly missions in Japan.
Why would they go to South America?
Well, because we run missions down there, man. Cartels got submarines too.
Oh shit!
You get them old Russian subs, homie.
Especially now. Oh, Big Orange.
Yeah, they got them.
Ain't fucking around now.
They got them old Russian subs on the cartels, bro. They've had them for years. That's a whole mission set in its own. You go do those missions. It's cool.
You been down on a submarine?
They're running drugs.
I went down there. A couple times. I'm sorry. Down to South America or down in a submarine?
Submarine.
One day, one time. We'll never do it again. Fuck
Yeah.
that. You can get me back in a helicopter before I go in a submarine. And I hate helicopters.
Really? Why? Because they're
Just
shaky or what?
no, man. Just they suck. They crash.
Oh, great.
You know, but a submarine. It was like a 1 day thing. Some sub guys went up on like our aircraft to like kind of see it. We did like a little swap with like some Pearl Harbor dudes one day, and it was like they run a string across, and when you go under, that string like goes from being tight to like droopy, and that's how much pressure is on the hull of that thing.
Oh my.
And those things are designed to go like 1,000 feet down. Like, no, I'm good. Fuck this.
Fuck
Nope.
that.
Nope.
And those guys go down there for like months at a time, don't they?
They go down for a while. Yeah, it's rarely months at a time. It's not good for like the psyche. Already can, but yeah.
That's wild, though. That's a whole different animal.
Like they got to pop up. Like,
They get paid extra?
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Sub guys make bank. That's where the big money's at. Yeah, big money in the military is on the sub guys for
You
sure.
think any country can match us as far as submarines go? No?
Nah.
What's
Thank
big money in the military? If you could speak on that.
Yeah, I mean those guys are getting. So you get your standard pay, then you get C pay, which is going to be like another couple $100 a month, right? So when you talk about like being super junior, like a couple $100 goes a long way. Then you're going to get hazardous duty pay, then you're going to get sub pay. So it's an extra like just for being on a sub like out the gate, you're talking an extra like $1,500 a month. Where you're talking
So yeah, that's a difference.
substantial. You're talking an extra 33%. You know, early on. Sub guys, most of them are all rated nuke ratings, right? Like they have all nuclear backgrounds, right? So they've gone through nuclear school and all that type of stuff. Like a standard. I mean, I couldn't say what it is right now, but like back, you know, mid 2000s, standard re-enlistment for like after your first 4 years of being a nuke on a submarine, if you stayed in, was like $100,000. That was like the standard on the subs, right? So you're talking 20, 22, $100,000 gets dropped in your account, right? And then every 4 years, it's like you get your thing, and then an extra 100, an extra 100, an extra 100.
So yeah, career military, you can make some bank if you're
Like-
smart, dude.
Yeah, you can, right? And all those dudes are like,
And retirement's good.
all those guys are crypto guys and like all that, and they know it, but they pay so much. All those guys are like nuclear. Those guys can go get a job anywhere in the world for fucking 6 figures. There are probably 7 figures in today's market.
All
Like,
day. Oh.
yeah,
Remember that movie Crimson Tide? That was a good movie. The submarine movie.
those are some great like the '90s sub movies.
They don't make them no more.
The
Dude,
90s
I've
sub
been
movies
watching
were
all
hard.
the old
Do
school
you know one
movies.
time I stole Gene Hackman's speech as a morning speech for my guys in the docks? I was like, "Fuck it." They're like
Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman. Remember he was the captain of the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah, little ducks. There's trouble in Russia. But he did this little speech because he talked shit about the Air Force. He's like, anything less, you should have joined the Air Force. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
It's always been said like that. That's like always like an acronym
Oh,
people
yeah,
use. Like
there's
if you can't make it, join the Air Force. I'm like, what does that mean?
man, it's that goes down to like all the physical shit, right? Like that's the physical jokes, right? I think everybody's got their own way of doing things, right? Like when you're in, especially when you're junior, and if you go to like any kind of specialty, right? There's so much just general brainwashing. And it needs to happen, right? I'm not saying it like in a negative light, but like you're better than everybody else. Don't forget it. And everybody's like, I'm better than everybody else, right? So then you develop that, and that's where like all that egotistical shit talking of the other forces comes in. But like when you're out, it's like they all have their own job set, they all do their own thing, and they all have a different type of person they're looking for. Ultimately, like the Air Force doesn't give a fuck about, right? Because they're not actually out there like those dudes run airports and like defend the sky. Like it's a totally different personnel than what you need to operate, right? Like now they got some dope ass like bad motherfuckers in there, but they have very specialty like set things. Whereas like the Navy, right? There's a lot of cross training in the Navy. You're expected to be able to do everybody's job around you, because that goes back to like old school like Navy ship to ship combat kind of stuff. If dudes go down, you got to be able to like fix hatches, do things, run engines, do all this kind of stuff, because it's super important. You got to know that, right? So they have their whole thing that they do. So there's a lot of critical thinking, and a lot of cross training, which is super important in the Navy. That kind of stuff's less important in the Army. The Army doesn't really care if you cross train. They don't need you to go and learn how to be a mortarman. If they run out of mortarmen, they run out of mortarmen, kind of a deal, right? And then the Marines, it's a lot of point and shoot. And then as you get senior in the Marines, it's a lot of critical thinking as well, right? That's where you get into like the Department of the Navy kind of stuff. And the Coast Guard, I mean, nobody really knows.
They're just there, man.
I actually
FBS, Joe, Coast Guard. Me.
I actually don't understand. I don't know what they do. It's kind of like the Navy. It's kind of like Border Patrol, right? Like, you know, you're kind of a cop.
Well, what do they say? Don't they go out and they rescue, like, the rescue swimmers are, like, the best in the world?
Best in the world. Best in the world, bro. Yeah.
Coast
Oh, and, well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the movie. The
I
Guardian.
know. I know. Classic.
I think they're best in the world just because they got, you know, there's so much more rescue that happens, right, in littoral waters and stuff. It's not like open ocean, like combat rescue swimming.
Do you say 90s sub movies? Talk to me, Goose. Which one? Like, give me an example.
Man, I mean, Crimson Dawn's like
Crimson Tide.
or Crimson Tide, right? Crimson Tide's like classic, right? And then
You feel like you're there.
what's the
Das Boot.
what's the one
Talk to. I'll get it out. Come on, just give me something.
with oh man, what's like the what is it? U-571.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
U-571.
U-571's a hard
Yeah, it's
movie,
with
bro.
Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's just a true story.
Yeah,
True story.
U-571. That's a and it's cool because it's the other side, right? You get both sides of it, right? You get the German side of it.
I think these are the funny ones. Remember McHale's Navy?
McHale's Navy's a classic,
McHale's Navy's
bro.
fucking
I don't
great.
remember that one for
That's
some
with
reason.
Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold, and he's like this renegade. It used to be a show in the 80s, McHale's Navy, or like in the 50s, I think. And he was like lived off this island in like down there in South America.
He's got a tiny little troop. They do things their way.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. And then there was what was the other one? Down Periscope.
Down Periscope.
Down Periscope.
Yeah.
That's with Kramer. Was it Kramer? Frasier.
Frasier from
yeah.
Seinfeld.
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, Kelsey Grammer's in it. Kelsey Grammer. That was like a 90s.
Oh, Frasier.
comedy.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that was a good one, dude. But man, Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for Red October's that's probably the movie, right?
Really?
Like that's probably the movie.
Tom Clancy, baby. He had some bangers back in the day.
Yeah,
Right.
he did books and movies.
And games, son.
games,
you grew up
too.
playing his
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
bro.
It's like-
right, Lolo. Come on, baby. Yeah, come on now.
That was creepy. Like you're on your own.
Rainbow Six,
Put the
Ghost
fucking
Recon,
night vision on.
Yeah.
You had to get
Splinter
there.
Cell, Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher.
Creep around the wall.
The first time, right? Those are like the first times you did that.
Dude, I remember I played those games. Like, what's going on
Yeah,
right
like,
now?
you
Like,
creep around the wall.
it wasn't that back in the day where you fucking spray and just no.
No, it was like methodical thinking.
Yeah, it was like, how are you gonna get out of this? It was Sam
Nice.
Fisher. You know what I mean? I got you, Rob.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Ghost. Was I getting one more?
No, that's cool.
Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. I remember I was even a chooch about the headset for Tom Clancy's End War. When you like, Delta, move to Bravo. You know what I mean? I'm like, Buck, lock the goddamn door.
But it's like those
boy, but
those early combat games are wild too. Like remember like the first SOCOM.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like
I
the
begged
first
my mom
SOCOM,
for it.
like the first SOCOM level 2 took you like a week. It's like
I remember playing online with that shit. It's just a
Echo,
little
move to
yeah.
Bravo. It's like, can't make that call, Skip.
Yeah.
Do it! Do it!
like it's like the new games are really cool, right? But like the methodical thought and like making the mission set as realistic as possible
Facts.
as far as like hard to do.
You put on that hard setting.
Bro, like
You're quitting a few times.
Well,
Like,
this
fuck
is why I tell. This
All
is why
hard setting means now is that the bots have better aim. As
Or
opposed to
they take the whole clip now. You gotta get a
But
little
now
clip.
it's not like when we all grew up, dude. It's all growing up, it was campaign based games for us. You know what I mean?
You had to beat it.
Yeah.
Well,
Now it's
unless-
multiplayer.
well, like, but right, you had all the campaign games at home,
Yeah, but
right, and then you had Counter Strike.
Yes.
But the
Right,
rule-
you go to a LAN room,
yeah.
and you
was
play
like shit.
Counter Strike.
You think you're a big dog, homie? Step on
Counter
Counter
Strike
Strike.
is whopped up.
I went to my cousin's house. I'm like, this game fucking sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, no, dude, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Tell you talking.
I'm gonna go
shit.
practice.
I remember
Yeah.
when you could. I remember when you could LAN in like the school computers, like.
I remember.
Right, we would, and I had like my senior year.
That
I
was
had-
going around for a little bit until they shut it down.
Yeah.
I had like my senior year. I had like two
could go to the
periods of
library
like
and do
assistant
it.
of being like the teacher's assistant, and I just sit in the back corner and play Counter Strike all period.
Nice.
Dude, like I tell all these kids now, like they play their fucking Fortnite, they play their fucking all these little multiplayer bullshit Call of Duty games. Homie, I grew up playing Metal Gear Solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
What's
you know,
Snake?
Yeah, Snake,
Oof.
homie. Do you know Hideo Konami? This is a true story for everybody. Was in love with American pop culture.
Dude,
so Snake is Rambo and Snake Plissken. So Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
That's Snake.
Dude, that's a hard mental
Dude,
game.
you think you're badass, homie? Let me stick in that Russian base and not get caught. Let me see how badass you
yeah,
are.
right.
You know what I mean? Let's see. Dude, I thought I was hard. Like, I
Yeah,
could be a
right.
SEAL. Because I'm playing like,
Dude,
I could be a SEAL.
I think we talked about this before. Max Payne would be scary too.
Oh,
You'd be
dude, Max-
fucking like ready.
I played Max Payne on Shroom.
Following
Never
the blood
again.
trail through the church and
Yeah,
shit.
remember
Like,
the,
yeah.
remember the murder?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what game tripped me out was Destiny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
Destiny,
was fucking
Destiny's
wild.
wild.
Like,
It was pretty cool.
That's fun too.
it just felt
was
like
pretty cool.
I never even finished it.
Like, did you ever play Splinter Cell or no? With Sam Fisher? Dude, that's like... They put you in a room. You got... First of all, here's my problem. Like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to be some badass Army Special Forces. You give me a clip with 20 bullets in it? You know what I mean? But it's like, the whole point of the mission is not to fucking be
See.
noticed.
Yeah.
Noticed. Like, you throw your little camera... And they're like, what was that? And you run by. You know what I mean? Or it would, remember, they'd spray them,
Yeah.
they pass out. Then on top of that, you got to go pick up the chooch's fucking body
Hide
and
him.
go hide him.
Yeah, so
because you
nobody else will see him.
Yeah, you're like, he's down. Move into another room. And you're like, what? And this is before fucking, you got to save that motherfucker.
So then you had to remember
Every
all
card
those
homie.
steps you did. And do it
Yeah,
again.
that's,
old school.
that's old school gaming. They don't make them like that no more. They,
When's the last time you played a video game?
honestly, I used to be competitive online in Gears of War. And after Gears of War 5, probably like 2-3 years ago, I stopped. Just because I got more into weightlifting. I just felt like it was a waste of time for me.
What about you?
Playing games.
Me?
Yeah, it was the last time you gamed.
Years.
Yeah.
Mine's been probably 10 years. I used to game tough. UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, online I used to play. Yeah.
There you go.
What about you?
You all time or
Call
what?
of Duty too. I used to get down.
Not all the time. Like I'll do it every now and then. Like anytime there's a new patch for Mortal Kombat, I'm pretty much like, don't bother me for a month.
We just got a PS5 and I'm playing Rocket League. That's
Yeah.
pretty fun. It's like you play soccer with a car.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like
I'm more like a shout out to the one and only Neon Retro Arcade. It's down in Pasadena, in Colorado. I grew up going to the arcades. So.
Did you ever go to Nickel?
Still there?
Oh, dude, dude, you go in there, you pay $20 flat, all of them are yours.
for whatever
You're
you
playing-
want.
Dude, fuck with me on fucking Galaga, homie.
I
You're
love
looking
those
at
ones.
goddamn Tom
Galaga,
Cruise and
dude, I
Galaga.
love Galaga.
Dude,
Yeah.
are you a master? Get your ship captured and then
Yeah, you get
and
the
then
double.
you get 3. How about that one? That's when you get
yeah.
that big dick energy.
Fuck
But
yeah.
freaking
Look at you, bro. I've never even made it to 2.
really,
3 over here.
dude, that's your first get captured on purpose. It comes around,
Yeah.
you're like, there
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
and then comes out. And you got your mega ship.
I think I
you know
played
what
it on
mean?
Game Boy a lot. I remember playing a lot of Tetris.
Tetris is
I was a
great.
Super
Pokemon.
Mario's
I did a
one.
lot of fucking Pokemon.
I didn't do.
the
I
Game
never
Boy
done
Pokemon.
But at the '80s Neon Retro Arcade, I'm talking Mortal Kombat, the original one.
Terminator.
Mortal Kombat 2. Fuck with me on Street Fighter Alpha. Ain't nobody beat me when I'm Zagat. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't happening.
He says the guy.
So when I'm Zagat, homie, aka Tong motherfucking Po, fuck with me. You know
There
what
you
I
go.
mean? But like on Mortal Kombat, when you grow up playing Mortal Kombat, dude, Johnny Cage is Van Damme. You know what I mean?
They're all the
And-
same. They transfer.
Yeah,
You
it's
just gotta
like
know who to
yeah,
use.
it's just. But you go on the
What about
Retro,
Tekken?
Oh, Tekken? No, it was never the Tekken. Virtual Fighter.
Virtual Fighter was the shit.
What was the one?
I remember I asked my parents.
What was what Prime was? It, oh God, you were turning
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
to monsters or like Wolf, Primal Fear, or Primal.
It was
fuck.
something.
It was something.
It's a
different.
game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
old
it's a
school
fighting
fighting game.
game.
Old school fighting game.
No, but like I
What's
asked
the one
my
where you roll the ball?
Bowling.
Bowl, yeah.
No.
Croquet?
No, the one and you like get it in the holes to get money or to points.
Oh, you mean like
Skee
a
ball.
red card?
Skee ball. Thank you. Yeah.
Skee ball's good.
That's
Yeah,
what I play.
but the old
That's all I
arcades,
play.
man, dude, you go in there and want to
Air
hear like, the
hockey.
noise. This is air hockey's a good time. But like the old retro arcades, dude, fuck yeah, dude. Go in there and play.
Those are
them.
fun.
They got 80s.
We need an old
music
school
blasting.
one like that up here. That'd probably do good, dude.
It would.
That's what Danny was trying to
I
bring.
like the old coin,
about-
the old coin games. They would have it like shakies.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, we're like, you need to launch your coins to get
Oh,
more
the
coins.
the ski one where he goes down the thing and through
he
the
went
thing
on
to
and
win.
pushes them.
It's like,
Shit, like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, like, that was the jam.
Yeah, dude.
Hours and hours. No, but I'll play some Mortal Kombat every now and then, like if it happens. Right, like I'm a big Star Wars fan, so like the new Star Wars game that came out, my kids got me that for my birthday, and I was like,
Big Star Wars fan.
yeah, pretty big.
So what'd you think of the new trilogy, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm good as with it.
You were okay with it?
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ, Rob.
I'm okay with all of them.
Yeah, I'm
I don't-
okay. With,
I'm
I'm
not
okay
okay
with.
with-
I'm okay with all of them, right? Because I don't look at it like the
the Guardians.
the stories. The story is dope. I like Guardians. The story is dope for the new Star Wars like line, right? It's all good. The whole story is cool, right? It adds into the lore. I don't give a fuck about like what people didn't like in the character, and I really don't care. Like as long
like
as
the
I don't
story.
care about the DEI hires, like as long as you're not pushing an agenda.
Oh, they're pushing it.
Right, but it wasn't like overly like for me at the time. Right, it wasn't anything outside of like the normal pop culture right now. Like it wasn't like we're gonna push the boundary further, right? So it like didn't ruin it for me, and I was like taking it for what it was, and I was putting together other pieces, right? Like, because I wanted that after like finishing the whole Clone Wars like cartoon series,
Facts. Oh.
right? So I wanted that to like
Oh.
finish up some stuff. I needed
Fantastic.
some long term stuff, right? And then in the
Fantastic.
middle of that, you have Rebels out, which is an amazing
I haven't gotten
cartoon
into
show.
Rebels. I haven't gotten into
You're
Rebels yet.
fucked up. If you
I
haven't
know,
watched
I
it.
know. My lady's telling me she's
Like,
like,
no.
she's a
I
Rebels fan.
just started watching Skeleton Crew with my kid.
Dude,
Watch-
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew is fucking great.
Dude, it's pretty fucking
It's-
cool so far.
Skeleton Crew is Star Wars Goonies.
It's a new style.
Bro, it's cool.
It's
with
Star
the
Wars.
kids.
It's Star
yeah.
Wars Goonies,
With
and
the like younger kids in it. It's
Star Wars Goonies.
Yeah. It's
Star Wars
That's
Goonies.
the
Yeah.
word right now.
no, it's that's what it is, bro. It's
Yeah.
Star Wars.
It's,
Goonies.
it's the new like you know like all the side shows they're making out like they did Ahsoka.
It's on Disney.
Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a new. I haven't seen it yet.
It's
I
dope.
didn't- I loved I fucking loved Force Awakens. God damn it, I love Kylo Ren. And then when Abrams left the Last Jedi, didn't really care for it. However, I thought the throne room scene was bitching.
No, it's great.
And then I didn't like the fact that Luke died from being tired. That bothered me. And then going into the Last Skywalker, they fucking honeypotted us, bro. I'm over here thinking like it was going to be about Kylo, and it wasn't. It was about
Oh,
old
yeah.
girl. And then in the
different.
end, if you know Star Wars, this is me being a fucking nerd. It is what it is. But the Palpatines fucking won, dude. Like, that was Palpatine's daughter. So you can't call it the Last Skywalker. The bitch is a fucking Palpatine. What are we
It's-
doing here, man? So at the end of it, it was like they won.
I think they're closing that arc in the next like 2 years.
Oh yeah, it's done.
I
It's
think
done.
no. I think there's some other shit that's gonna come.
I thought they're already recruiting for the next Star Wars.
I don't know. I
I
know
just
that
saw
Jon
that they, like,
Favreau
some
and
people
Dave
are-
Filoni, God bless him, the man, Dave Filoni, he's in charge of all the Clone Wars.
They're closing up some of those loops that people didn't like from it because they're in charge now.
What'd you think of Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan's wild, bro. I
Fuck
can't wait for season 2 of Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was done right. It closed a bunch of
Did you
things.
watch Obi-Wan?
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
Oh.
I like that one.
So you
I
said
don't watch that
Vader
one.
in the end, dude?
so you said you haven't seen Rebels, right?
I haven't seen Rebels.
I know from what it sounds like, if you haven't seen Rebels, watch Rebels before season 2 of Obi-Wan comes out.
Okay.
Because it's gonna like one of the best arcs in Rebels towards the end, right, is gonna like be in live action with better detail during Obi-Wan. Right? Because Rebels wasn't about that arc, it just kind of wrapped it real quick. And the Obi-Wan is gonna be a
It's
whole
a cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It bothers me that it's a
CGI.
cartoon, though. I don't know why. It's just like,
fuck,
like
like-
you can't like compute, like you can't like cross over a cartoon into a real life. Like
what they are right now, right? All the Ahsoka stuff. That all came from Rebels.
That's-
All
yes.
the main characters in there come from Rebels.
Ahsoka and Anakin all came from like originally she started off in Clone Wars.
She started off in Clone Wars.
She's
was
Anakin's
cool.
Padawan, but yet they didn't want to give him a master.
Like-
you know what the fuck I'm talking about? Wouldn't that make you mad? Like, hey, we're gonna give you all the responsibility.
Like
not
Ahsoka's
to pay.
Ahsoka's
That's what they did to
Padawan,
Anakin.
yeah,
right? That girl Sabine, she's from Rebels, and her backstory, there'll be a backstory with her in Mandalorian, right?
Mandalorian was good.
Because she's a Mandalorian.
Last season,
kind of fell off.
it sucked. First one, when
Yeah.
Luke showed up, you made me come everywhere. Like
Yeah.
I was just,
Oh, that scene was.
dude, I came like fucking. that? You know what I mean? Like,
That scene was wild, right?
dude,
It was
when
an
he showed-
expensive. It was an
all
expensive
black,
20 minutes.
all black, like his daddy, all black, just fucking slicing through motherfuckers.
Right.
When Luke showed up in that one, dude, that's what everyone wanted. We all wanted Luke.
Yeah, we all wanted Dark Side Luke, right? And that's like the closest you're gonna get to it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm pretty excited with when I watched Obi-Wan. Man, that was a fucking home run. Because my favorite, personally, I have two. My favorite character throughout all of Star Wars growing up, because I just thought he was a fucking man's man, was Han Solo. You know what I mean?
Oh, Han Solo was the dude.
Dude, when
He got all the chicks.
Dude, when he's going into Carbonite,
Right?
and she's like, "I
fucking
love
space
you."
shit.
And what does he tell her? I know. It's like,
My guy.
yeah, like you. And then Tom Cruise and fucking Top Gun. You remember when she was like, she wanted to, let's be real here, she wanted to fuck. And he was like, I'm going to go ahead and have that shower. He just took off on his bike. Remember? He's playing hard to get, homie.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. So when I showed Boo Boo that's my son. For the first time, he's like, Dad, why'd he leave? I'm like, it's all part of the game, babe. It's all part of She's
Delayed gratification.
Yeah, and then I love Vader. So just to see him and Obi-Wan just breaking people's necks. Remember that part? He's walking through the
Yep.
city, like, and then that end part with him and Obi-Wan when he goes, well, I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. Like that whole scene.
Yeah, where it's
was-
like his voice, where it goes from Hayden Christensen back over to the
to
James
Vader.
Earl Jones.
Yes, and then it goes red,
Mixture.
like I killed Anakin. Like,
Right.
oh my god.
No, man, the visuals in that show were phenomenal. But again, if you haven't watched, there's so much because that's all Dave Filoni, and Dave Filoni ran Rebels, he ran Clone Wars.
Yes.
So if you don't watch those two things,
Did you like Bad Batch?
like it's a thing. I haven't finished it. I was less about
Same,
it.
Same.
I didn't
Yeah.
think it was all. It didn't
I got
grab my
dipsies
attention.
with it because if you watch Clone Wars, they show up, and you're like this bad. First of all, everyone knows Hunter's fucking Rambo. Let's just step away.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's Clone Rambo. I'm in.
The scene they're
Looks
in,
like Stallone.
the couple episodes they're in Clone Wars are dope. But like outside of that, like I didn't need that show. What I would have rather see was like the clones who disobeyed Order 66.
Yes.
Right? Show me the 5-0 first. Like, what happened to Fives? What happened
Yes,
to all those
Rob!
dudes? Like, show me that story. I don't care about Bad Batch.
Did you ever play Star Wars Battlefront on PlayStation 2?
I played it on Xbox.
Well, it tells you the backstory. The 501st
Well-
was on the Death Star,
Yeah.
and when Luke's punk ass destroyed it, half the 501st was on the Death Star, and the rest of the 501st came back and got revenge at the Battle of Hoth. And then after that, Vader let them all go home. So yeah, the 501st. Did you see Revenge of the Sith? Mm-hmm. So remember when Anakin's marching up the stairs of the Jedi Council, and he has all those troops with him, and they're all blue striped. That's the 501st.
They were his,
That was his
during
army.
the entire campaign.
That was
his
they were
crew.
loyal to him. So when you watch like the first, the New Hope, you see them. That's supposedly when they blew up the Death Star, they were on it.
But I want to know what happens to like Fives, like those dudes, the guys that were like the main guys who like then disobeyed Order 66, right? Like you get a little bit towards the end of like the Clone Wars, but that's like, show me that show. Show me the next 30 years of those dudes in hiding and like just fucking up Vader's
My thing
plans.
is, why don't they just give us Vader? Give us fucking. Why are you dick teasing me?
You can't.
Why?
You can't. Man.
They're not going to give it to you.
Why?
You can't.
Imagine just seeing Vader fucking murder everyone.
There's too
dude. Like,
there's too much. They'll ruin too many people's hopes. Right? There's too many Vader stories. There's too many Vader video games. There's too many. And if you fuck that up for people, like that's where you see how mad you got like early on about the new trilogy.
oh, facts. I did.
Right.
You want to know why? Because they shit on Vader.
Okay, but if they make a Vader show that you don't like, and like they can lose the entire, they can lose everybody pre 2005.
Just because anybody who knows who's a Star Wars fucking nerd just knows the prophecy. What does Yoda say? A prophecy misread could have been.
Yeah.
You know, fuck you, motherfucker. He's the fucking chosen one. He killed the Emperor. He restored galaxy and balance to the fucking universe.
Nah, that's the biggest thing, right? He restored balance. He took it to 2 and 2.
yeah. And then
that's-
next thing you
that's
know,
the balance.
all of a sudden the motherfucker shows up. Like, come on.
Oh,
man.
but the origin of the Force arc in Clone Wars, fantastic. It's the only place you get the origin of the entire Force. It's in that cartoon.
Dude, my lady
Really?
tells me all the time. She
Clone
tells me all the
Wars?
time, I need to watch Rebels.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to watch Rebels. dude."
Rebels ties into the end of Rebels ties into like the original, like the origin of the Force arc from Clone Wars. It's fantastic.
Dude, I'll be sitting there getting stoned. I'm like, what's your favorite lightsaber scene? She's like, oh, the scene from Rebels. I'm like, I'm in live action. We're not talking about cartoons right now.
The lightsaber scenes in Rebels are
Oh,
wild.
she showed me one. It's pretty badass.
What should I watch first? Clone Wars or Rebels?
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, okay.
The last episode or season of Clone Wars is that should have been a movie. Like that was better than the trilogy that was put out live action.
But it came out what 4 years later?
Yeah.
Something like that. They had to wrap it, and they finally like got bought by Disney. It was like, let us do this.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's
It's all politics and money.
Yeah, well now
$4 billion or 14, something like that. What was it for George Lucas? What did he get paid?
yeah, well, yeah, he sold. Yeah, I forgot how much.
And he didn't even sell it all. He's like, yeah, you guys can like take over production, but I still get like all the rights. And
So I was told.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, Lucasfilms.
I was told like the Indiana Jones movies. This is a little movie conspiracy theory. The Indiana Jones movies are Han Solo's dreams when he's frozen in carbonite.
That's cool.
Yeah, right.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right. I'm like, dude, tell me. Tell me.
There you go. 4.1 billion.
That's how much he got paid. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Do you know that they thought that movie was gonna fucking bomb, the first Star Wars? They didn't give him the money, so somebody came up with it on his own. And
What's crazy? Didn't he say like he came up with like 100 languages? Like everything he came up with that movie was just so fucking crazy.
are you a Star Trek guy or no?
A little bit.
I am. I like Star Trek. You're a Star Trek guy?
Yeah, man.
I got lost a little bit.
Did you like the
I'll
new
be
ones? The
honest.
new ones are pretty fucking dope. Dude.
Yeah, with what's his name? Yeah, they're pretty good.
I think I mean he's no Spock or Shatner, but I'll take it. You know what I mean?
I like them all, man. If it's sci-fi, if it's any of that type of stuff, I'm into it. I'll watch it. Let's
You
give it a
get
shot.
Aliens and the Alien shit.
Yeah, I'm into it. Right. I kind of like the I like where they're going with it now. I think that's.
I heard the newest one that just came out was good.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't
I'm on the
watched
fence.
it either.
Romulus?
I haven't watched that one. I haven't watched Romulus yet, but like,
Best one.
Is it?
Don't you
No,
tell me.
which
What's
one
your
is
best
it?
Oh,
You better say it, Rob. Top
the best in that movie in that series?
in the Alien franchise, what is the best one?
Probably 2.
That's right, Rob.
Fuck,
Fuck
Aliens?
yeah.
Yeah, probably 2.
Game over, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Dude, so good. You
Bill
want some?
Paxton, rest in peace,
Dude,
Paxton.
Bill Paxton fucking killed it.
Yeah.
One of the greatest actors of all time.
It's probably the best one.
I kind of like the one where she got cloned. Or no,
Resurrection.
she was half.
Resurrection.
Half and half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. She was
Well, they're
badass.
saying so you'll like Romulus because what I've been told is if you like Resurrection, you'll like Romulus.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm excited. I gotta see that.
Yeah.
That one had
like
Ron
that.
Perlman in it.
Grew
That's
up
a
with
good
that
movie.
one for sure. Yeah.
I never one thing how they downplayed their like growing up as a kid when I used to watch. That was my favorite one. Aliens. That's like my daughter. That's her. She loves Sigourney Weaver. That's like we talk about like this new woke bullshit. I'm like, first of all, fuck all these bitches that are out. These new fucking go look up Sigourney Weaver, yo.
Yeah.
She's like the action queen. Look up Linda Hamilton and fucking Terminator.
Xena.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. What
Oh,
was her name?
Lucy Lawless?
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless was a
Fuck,
dream
lock the door.
for some people, man. All those dudes became bodybuilders.
He knew that name quick.
Oh yeah, man.
Lucy Lawless, bro. She was
Yeah,
a
she was a
baddie.
hottie.
You know.
She's a bad. Do you remember Dark Angel with Michelle Jessica
Yeah.
Alba?
Yeah.
Everyone was on channel 11, I think.
She's my favorite.
Yeah,
My
Jessica
favorite.
Alba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was J Lo.
Dude, when she was in with what's Dane Cook?
That's the
Oh.
Costco. The Costco employee of the month.
That's Jessica Simpson.
No, yeah, it wasn't that. What was the one where she was in with Dane Cook? When he
Waiting.
No, isn't that the one where
Good luck,
like
Chuck.
no, because remember any
think
girl
it is
that
that
fucked
one.
him got married.
Good luck, Chuck.
Yeah, good luck, Chuck.
Was it good luck?
It was
Charm?
all his exes go on live great lives after.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Good
like,
luck, Chuck.
like everybody wanted to date him so they could break up.
Yeah.
She
Right.
was gorgeous in that movie, dude.
Dude, she was a
Gorgeous.
baddie. I
My-
liked the Employee of the Month, though. Employee of the Month
My
fucking
biggest crush
great.
was always
you guys
Rachel
ever-
McAdams.
do you guys
and,
ever remember
and
Waiting?
fucking,
Yeah.
Dude, that was a
Wedding
hilarious
Crashers.
movie.
That's Wedding
Wedding Crashers.
Gorgeous.
What's
Rachel
your favorite
McAdams.
movie?
Or
What's your
also,
go-to? Like,
Notebook.
if you could.
My
Notebook? Get the fuck out of here.
She was
I'm
a
talking
cheat.
Oh,
about
it's
Rachel
about Rachel
McAdams.
Rachel
Oh,
McAdams.
I thought you were talking about
Wasn't
the
she?
movie.
Wasn't she in Pearl Harbor too?
Yeah.
She was. That
There you go. That's much
cheating
better.
whore.
Yeah.
That's all she is, a cheating whore.
Right.
I would be like, first of all, you fuck my girlfriend when you think I get shot down, then you come in her like you couldn't come on her back. Like you really want to knock her up? What kind of friendship is that?
He was just.
I remember when I went. Come on, Rob. Be like, hey, when I went and saw that, he's like, yeah, when he's getting shot. I'm like, fuck him. Fuck you, motherfucker. You gonna come in her? You could just fucking jizz on your hand like a regular man. Like that's some
That's
fucked
not how
up
the military
shit.
works, bro.
That's fucked.
You
up.
should know better.
Yeah, well, I know.
Now you know.
No, I know. See, Joe, I get shot down next to your pipe one of my women down.
Military.
You're like, we both missed you. We
He
both.
would say that.
I'm like, you're 60-90.
Military's weird, especially like young military, especially war. War is weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we talked to some dude one time. Like, I say we. I was in the room. Talk to some guy. I just kind of sat there. I was pretty new to the boat. I didn't know what was going on, but they just talked this dude into like walking off of it. Like,
The boat?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Out to sea. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, they're just telling that all the time. He's just whining, complaining. He was a weird dude. But yeah, I talked him into jumping off the carrier.
And
He did it?
Then we didn't see him again. Like,
No way!
he lived, but
Jesus,
but then he got
This guy's fucking Sergeant Savage.
then he got taken ashore, got taken to medical. He wasn't trying to do it like while we were moving. Like if you jump off a carrier while you're moving, just don't even launch the helicopter. You're good. You're going under. That thing sits 80 feet underwater. Like you
And
get
it
sucked
sucks
in.
you in?
Yeah, you get
Sucks
sucked.
you
You get sucked into that draft while it's moving.
so Titanic's real.
So when you got out, what got you in? I remember when I first met you, you were the GM, right, of Harley and all that?
Yeah, GM of Harley Davidson up here.
How'd you
in
get into
Death
that?
Valley Harley. COVID. Yeah, it was in the middle of COVID. I thought I really wanted to like go work for UFC or PFL or something like that. When I retired, we moved to Vegas.
That was the middle of COVID, pretty much, when you got out. Yeah.
It was right before. Yeah, just under a year before.
Where'd you live out in Vegas?
Summerlin, Henderson. Yeah, so we were in Summerlin when we first moved out there, and got into jiu-jitsu, got it, figuring out post-military life. Right, my wife was doing her military thing. I was like, oh man, I think I'm gonna go try to get a manager job or do something in the fight industry. Right, seemed cool to me. And then COVID happened, and everybody kind of wasn't hiring, and I needed to figure out some other side income stuff. And I'd got a job. I was going to be a safety inspector for like a apartment and townhome like community out there, right? And go do safety inspection and stuff. And it was like $40 an hour, which is good money for Vegas, especially 2019, 30 something an hour. Like 38, something like that. And they're like, man, but you can't have your phone on you during the day and like blah, 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 right? All this stuff. It was like a lot of restrictions. And the dude over at Harley called me and he's like, yeah, man, this is $8.50 an hour or commission, whichever works best for you, man. Like whatever was more is what you get. Like I was like, what? He's like, yeah, but you can have your phone on you. Like you don't want to come to work, don't come to work. Want to come to work? Come to work. That was a real like Vegas Harley. Like their job's to sell motorcycles, but that's a t-shirt store. Like they sell so much clothing out of that store on the strip. Like, the Harley piece is like a secondary thing. But I mean, shout out to my boy, Justin Crowder, gave me the shot, brought me in, taught me everything there was to sales. It just, he was real cool, real nonchalant about it. Like if you wanted to be there, you're going to be there. If you didn't want to be there, it's cool. It's Vegas. Like they'll get somebody else. That's kind of how he ran it. And yeah, I got into sales that way. And then somebody reached out to me about 6 months into that gig. I was like the number one sales guy over there, right? And then just kind of making it up as I went. Reached out to me when Victorville Harley sold to Death Valley Harley and asked if I was still looking for a manager position. Said, yeah. Drove down here, took an interview, put some numbers in front of me, called my wife, said, find a house, we're moving.
What year was that?
2021. That was June of 21. So I came here as an assistant manager, closer, and then became the GM by, end of 22, beginning of 23. And then left, end of 23? No. End of 23, beginning of 24 kind of time frame was the GM there. And then I left middle of 24. Just didn't work out. So, yeah, kind of bullshit, but it was cool. Taught me a lot. Really taught me a lot. That was like the best thing I could have asked for, like post-military. Right? It was a cool gig, cool community. Right? Allowed me to still be a biker, still have a bunch of tattoos, be a big dude, but like make doctor money. So that was really cool. It was a really wild time in the sales industry as far as cars, motorcycles, RVs, whatever. It was hand over fist money, which was really cool and changed a lot of lives. Allowed me to buy a house, do a bunch of stuff that like I didn't know I was going to be able to do. Right? And so big, nothing negative to say about any of those dudes. It was great. I had a lot of mentorship. Just, I wasn't the right fit for the direction of the company moving forward. So.
Is that how you met Jake through that? Yeah,
so I met Jake with the gym through that, doing community connections out here in Victorville area. Started pushing events, networking with Townsend, right, and getting with that and setting up some cool events there. And then Jake had some events that he was trying to push with this Gladiator Challenge stuff that we've had a couple times out here now. So we started just networking there. We kind of knew each other in passing over the last few years from the gym, right? Because the Victorville location's right across from Costco and the Harley store. So I'd be over there every morning and just see people in passing, and that was kind of the jam. And then we built this thing, and
Are you still doing the Gladiator events?
I'm not.
Right?
Right?
That was through Harley?
Yeah, that was Harley as a sponsor.
Gotcha.
Right, so yeah.
Where did you? I don't know. You said you and Lolo been riding for 7. Where'd you meet this fucking shoe chap?
Oh man, Lolo showed up one day to Venom training camp in Vegas with Coach Anato and Raquel Canuto out there, and he just showed up. I think were you still? I was pretty fresh. I was a junior white belt in jiu-jitsu. You were a senior, or did you just get your a senior white belt, or did you just get your blue?
Oh, yeah, blue, because I just won the Pan American.
That's right. This fucking giant motherfucker had just won the Pan America
This guy?
for freaking right. And this dude comes in, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a picture of Lolo cut.
Yeah.
We have.
Lolo cut.
Totally different man. He goes by Low.
He sucks. Right?
It's not fair.
It's
If you walk down the street,
he's so fast, he's so dangerous, and so he came in, and there's not a lot of guys my size, your size, right, in jiu-jitsu. It's just not a common thing. And he came in and was like, oh man, I got a big guy to train with. And I was hoping he was local, and then I just found out that he just stopped in to go on some Tinder date with some girl and decided he was gonna train.
Remember the reason he liked me is because you told me your leg, and we had the best roll.
Oh yeah,
I was dude, no one's ever rolled me that way. It did not hurt my leg.
Yeah, I just damaged my leg, and I was rehabbing after surgery, pre-surgery, and I told him, and everybody else would just kind of I'd tell people hey, my leg, and he had really, really good body control, so became friends, and then, man, that was such a different Lolo. He didn't drink. He didn't drink. Not only did he not drink, he didn't drink energy drinks. He didn't eat.
Not the monster spokesperson himself.
He didn't eat bread.
The ghost spokesperson.
Yeah.
He didn't. He ate one time a day.
He didn't take steroids?
Not now. He didn't take steroids yet.
I met Rob when I was 24.
Yeah, I mean, and you were on that. He had just cut super hard. I mean, I met Lolo when Lolo was 23 hours of fasting, right? He'd eat 1 chicken breast, 6 sticks of celery with a splash of sriracha on it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right? He would drink 3 protein shakes, a gallon and a half of water. He'd wake up every morning. He'd go on a 30-mile bike ride around Havasu, right? And this is the middle of the summer. Then he'd go train jiu-jitsu for 2 hours, go to the gym, go work, and then go train jiu-jitsu, and then go home. His whole life, and eat his chicken thigh, right? It was that's it. That was all Lolo did. And I was I like this guy. I'm going to become his friend.
Talk about structure.
I like you now.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I told you guys before, what Rob saw was because I cut 20 pounds in 18 days. Jesus. For Worlds. And the get done was he nailed it. Zach died.
Some of his videos competing jiu-jitsu are hilarious.
I bet.
On flow.com, if you can find him, right? They're a little old now, but what was it when you were an early purple belt and you launched that dude out of the fucking Jesus Christ? He grabs some guy and shakes him, and the guy goes flying. And I'm oh my god, that's my rolling partner. It's my road dog.
Hell yeah.
It's my jiu-jitsu homie. Yeah, and that's how we became friends.
Go to flow.com, put in Lolo's
What's
name.
your belt now? What are you?
I'm a purple belt, or no, I'm a blue belt still.
What are you, Lolo?
Yeah, he's purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get back into it, so.
I've had a couple knee surgeries. Him and I are talking. Actually, I had your cousin at my house today.
Who?
Jason.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, shout out to Jason.
This fat ass dude.
Yeah, helped me with my bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting some.
That was one for your birthday, right? Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? You ever watch Gomer Pyle? You reminds me of Gomer Pyle.
It's been a while.
I was getting some.
Hey there.
I bought a leg press from the gym. moving into the bunker, and we're gonna get some.
There's other things he's into that you might be
Oh yeah.
chatting about. Yeah,
Oh, like what?
he's into guns.
Oh no, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
But we're working something out. He's gonna help me refab the bunker, get the gym flooring in there that I got, and
You bought
do
that
some
one from
stuff.
Apple Valley, that leg press?
Yeah, I got the leg press from Apple Valley. That's going in there, so that way we can work on Lolo's peach. And and
We know who the bottom is.
we're gonna get the jiu-jitsu mats down just so we could do some big boy jiu-jitsu in there.
Yes.
Because
Can't wait.
like
Get
as much
Jakey
as
in there?
yeah, I'd love to.
I am. I did it for a year. I trained it for a year. I was going to make the transition to MMA when I retired from boxing. And shout out my boy, my man that trained me, Mauricio Jimenez.
Yeah.
He's a black belt through the Machados, and he trained me for a year. I remember when I went to Thomas Denny's gym, and I was rolling with one of the guys, and I got him in a heel hook. And he's like, "What belt are you?" I'm like, "I ain't a belt." He's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Somebody just taught you that? That's really reckless." I'm like,
Yeah, it is reckless.
I got the tap, son. I got this boxer just tapped out your wrestler, homie.
Yeah,
But
it's reckless.
I did it for about a year. It was a bitch, but I did it. Man,
Like,
there's nothing like it.
As much as I'd love to
Fuck.
go to Marcelo's, I won't really train anywhere else up here in the desert. But yeah, as much as I'd like to go to Marcelo's,
Why is that?
culture and just culture and jiu-jitsu politics, right? But also convenience, right? Like Marcelo's probably has the most accolades up here, but like living deep Apple Valley, like up by the airport, to get over to like in Maine in like Hesperia, that's a trek. Trying to plug it in at the time that they have that, and then I feel like a shitty dad if I don't take my kids, but at the same time, kids class is at 5, adult class is at 7. If it runs late or 8, then you're running to 9.
It's a long time
Like-
to be gone. It's a lot of shit.
Past your
It's a-
bedtime.
You got to weigh the options here.
It's a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
and
It's
in
difficult.
Vegas, when I started, like that's just not the case. Like there's jujitsu and fighting everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's everywhere. Out
It's
there.
everywhere, and if you're around a military base, it's fighting everywhere. It's 5 minutes away, and the level that you can go to, and the culture is usually pretty good. Whereas out here,
That's for jiu-jitsu or MMA?
just jiu-jitsu, MMA too, but fighting in general, any kind of like combat sports, right? Like Vegas is the mecca, but then anywhere around a military base is pretty good, and we're just too far disconnected, and from Irwin, and Irwin's too far disconnected even from its nearest town, where that just doesn't make sense for that particular base. But yeah, it's just hard for that commute, that timing, especially if other stuff gets in the way, man. Like even if I'm just going to go to jiu-jitsu, like that's a 2.5 hour, 3 hour plan I got to make.
Yeah, that's a lot
Right.
of work.
With the way that we're spread out up here, just to get there, then train, then recoup, then get home, then shower. By the time you're done, you're 3 hours
I'm
in.
down, man. When it's all said and done, let me know.
But if
It's the
how big's
worst
your
cardio
bunker?
of my life.
1,200 square feet.
That's good
Shit.
size, yeah.
How
That's a
deep
big
down is
size.
it?
It's like half in, half out, so it's like 7 feet under.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and the roof kind of like protrudes out, but it's like super insulated. So the whole back half is going to be like a jiu-jitsu mat, just so we can kind of do that. Front half's going to be a gym. We're throwing in a bathroom right now, doing some cool stuff on that.
Nice.
We thought about doing a room similar to like what you guys have set up in here, but kind of like an office and like kind of training space and stuff like that. So
That'd be cool.
yeah, see how it goes. But that
Big
way,
boy jiu-jitsu, what's the name going to be?
I got some things in mind.
BBJ? BBJ?
No, I got some things in mind. I don't want to throw it out.
Big boy jiu-jitsu. Oh, that's pretty good.
I like it. I like big boy jiu-jitsu, right? BBJ, right? That's cool. I play on it, but
That's pretty damn good.
But I have a thing that I have that's drawn out. I need to get it in so that way I can LLC it, trademark it, do that whole thing before I throw it out there. Because I'm not saying that everybody's gonna steal it off my show, but assholes be assholes on the internet,
Want to come down, Joe? Let's do it. You ever grappled before?
right? I don't need somebody to pay $50 online and take my idea just so I can't have it.
Ever. Just
When
be
I was
a
in
dick.
Vegas, I had this dude walk in. Shout out Brian Salafia. But he was like a black belt jiu-jitsu, and he was smoking weed. And I was like, dude, I want to train. He's like, dude, I'll just give you private lessons. He's like, do you have like a setup? I was like, no. So I went and spent like $1,000, dude. Bought fucking mats, outfitted my whole garage so I could train one-on-one. So I did it for like 6 months, dude. And then after a while, dude, I was like, this sucks, bro. I was like, dude, he fucked my...
A little more.
my Adam's apple fucking popped my rib. I was like, bro, we're practicing. And I was getting fucked up. So
They get
I got
the
my
gi.
fill. I got my feel.
They get the gi and fuck you up with it.
Dude, fuck. I had a dope hemp one.
Oh, yeah?
What were we talking about that the other day? A hemp gi? No.
I think Jocko's whole line, Jocko Willink, I think his whole line is like hemp based.
Yeah.
Right, the Origin gis out of his Origin company. I think his gis are Origin as well.
What do they cost these days, like a gi?
A couple $100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They last a long time, yeah? Forever?
yeah, they last a long time.
Yeah, I did. All mine was no gi, but fuck, dude, I ran with my boy Ted. He was Mauricio's brother, Ted Jimenez. Fucking badass, dude. Probably about 130 pounds, 5 foot. Fucker got me like a fucking chimp.
I got a
Like,
hate love relationship with the gi. I think a lot of big dudes and like people don't like it because it's kind of
What they call it, like the purest way?
yeah, it's definitely not the purest. I think purest way is like skin to skin no gi, right? I think that's like your best jiu-jitsu artists in the world are really good at the gi and no gi. And like there's a reason why all the high level like competition like is in no gi. It's definitely harder in my opinion, but it's the most traditional way, right? And I think the gi is the great equalizer. Like if I'm in gi, like even if I'm with my like say I'm rolling with my wife who's like 5'2", 135 pounds, yeah, she rolls.
Fuck yeah. All right.
Like if that girl spider monkeys to my back with like, with the front of my gi in her hand, I'm going night night. There's not a fucking thing I can do about it. Like if I flip her on, like I can flip, whatever, do whatever I'm gonna do. If she holds on and has that gi, you're going night night.
That sounds like a good Saturday night.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right. I've seen that porno before.
Babe, take me down.
Christy Mack fucks jiu-jitsu coach. I'm like, see what's going on.
Rob just in his gi.
You just Rob there shirtless.
So, but yeah, I think there's a thing to.
What's your take on Gordon Ryan?
I mean, there's no take on Gordon Ryan. He's the fucking GOAT.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
He got hurt, though. Shit happens.
You know, so many people
Everybody
talk so much
gets
shit about
hurt,
him
yeah.
on PEDs, like across
So?
the board. Like, who gives a fuck?
who
And
cares?
You don't believe it's
You know, that's the greatest thing about jiu-jitsu, right? Nobody gives a fuck in the entire sport.
Facts.
The only people who care are outside the sport. Like jiu-jitsu, outside of IBJJF, right? Like,
Is there testing, or you can take whatever you want?
well, they test at Brown, right? IBJJF.
No, it's I believe it's black, and if you win,
Black, and if you win.
they have gold medals. You have gold medals if you test.
But like, yeah.
So you,
So
can't, you can't have PEDs?
not in the federation, right? So not in the gi, not if you're competing IBJJF.
Yeah.
What's that big bitch's name from South America? Gabby.
Gabby,
She's huge.
Her name is Lolo's wife.
That's what I was thinking. So like, here we are. We're in an ancient temple in Brazil, right? You got Gabby Garcia in the right. Fucking Lolo's coming out. Who's winning it, dude? Lolo's
Gabby's
like,
letting her win, or
like,
freaking
"Ooh,
Lolo's
tag
letting her
me in,
win.
tag me in, Lolo.
Oh no, you got me.
Here, Vince McMahon. Here he comes. Here comes me coming down the aisle.
What's my punishment?
Have you seen that chick, Gabby Garcia, dude? Dude, she's
a
a fuck.
beast.
Dude, she would ruin you.
Can I see her, Jorge?
Or bring up Gabby Garcia,
Ryan
please.
would love her, Joe. It's that
Yeah, and then she just fought. She just
What is it called?
she just
Amazon
Who'd she
women.
fight?
Craig Jones
Yeah, she fought Craig Jones.
at the Craig Jones
Look
Invitational.
Joe.
at her. Look at that. Oh,
Holy shit!
did you come right now?
That's
You
her cut.
did.
Wait, that's her cut for
Yeah,
a
that's
fight.
her cut. But
Hold on.
let's see her normal.
She was not looking
Yeah,
like
she
that.
doesn't look like that
Hey,
normally. She looks
do
like a gorilla.
do Gabby Garcia Craig Jones
Look at-
Invitational.
Look right there. Gets that freaking chick from fucking East Side LA right there.
She goes against Craig Jones?
yeah,
did.
she fought him. Well,
Did.
fought or
It
grappled.
was- yeah, they grappled. Yeah, look at
She's giant, bro.
there he goes, Craig Jones, bro. Just
Oh my lord, this is hot.
He's American, yeah?
Craig Jones?
Yeah.
No, Australian. I
Australian.
think Australian, New Zealand. I think Australian.
He's really good. He's like one of the best, yeah?
Yeah, he was on the same team as Gordon Ryan and all those dudes
Number two.
and all those guys. And then what he did this year was he
Joe,
created
she would ruin you.
he created his own invitational the same weekend as ADCC, which is like
the
the
Latinas, there you
Mecca.
go.
Yeah.
And
He did.
ADCC I think pays out like
legs.
$10,000 to like winners,
Yeah.
and he offered up $1 million.
So it fucked out all, changed it all up.
Yeah, so like a bunch of like key guys that like compete
over there,
at
went to Craig
ADCC,
Jones.
yeah, went to Craig Jones to like
she doesn't
try
look that
shoot for the
big.
mill. And he guaranteed everybody.
What's her stats?
Everybody
How tall
who-
is she? And how much she weigh?
everybody who fought at the Craig Jones Invitational got a guaranteed winner's purse that they won ADCC. Because it was only like $10,000, and he beat it by $1. He gave everybody $10,001 just to come over here.
Show Gabby Garcia in like what 2000. I want her at her most biggest. You know what I mean?
2023.
Yeah. Go to Gab. Just type in Gabby Garcia. Just type in Gabby Garcia. Watch. You'll see her against this fucking Chola. She beats the shit out of her. I mean, shit, look at Joe. You like that, huh? You like that big girl. Look at, right there. No, that's not it.
Six pack scares me.
Right there, Jorge. Scroll down.
Ooh.
Right there. That one right there. Look at her. She beat the hell out of this fucking chick. Dude.
That's a kind of brutal fight.
Look at that. It's like a soccer mom versus. Look at this. Watch. Not really a soccer mom, I guess. She's more of a LA firefighter.
Fucking. Damn. 102 kilograms, which is
Come
what,
on,
220 to
Look at that fucking
240?
woman. Look at that. Joe.
That's less PEDs.
I want to see her stats.
Yeah, it's less PDs.
She still got a womanly jaw before the.
Joe, she would break your dick off.
Beast. Well, that's all kinds of women right there.
I'd be like screaming in the corner, get off of him!
Yeah, they have Ryzen's a great fight promotion. You know, especially like they got like female heavyweight and stuff. Like it's cool.
Yeah,
But-
she's a badass.
It's Ryzen's Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
So I take it you're into MMA, mixed martial arts. Do you think, this is my opinion, I might get criticism for this, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think Hilo Gracie made more of an impact to martial arts than Bruce Lee.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think so.
Without Bruce Lee, you don't have UFC, so it doesn't matter.
I think Bruce Lee's a fucking fraud. That's what I think.
Yeah, but still, that's not your initial point. Your
I just
initial
think-
point
I
was
think he's
most
I think
impact.
that's like me saying Sylvester Stallone is a great boxer.
Sylvester Stallone has one of the outside of Muhammad Ali has the greatest impact on boxing.
I agree with that. I'm talking about in the ring.
Right. So, but to your point, the question you asked was, did Helio Gracie have a bigger impact to martial arts than Bruce Lee? And the answer to that question is no. Now,
okay, go ahead.
was Helio Gracie and did what Helio Gracie produce a better martial arts system than Jeet Kune Do? Yes.
Okay. I feel like he's more of a,
Now, could Helio Gracie had beat Bruce Lee?
well, Judo Gene. What's his name?
Well, no.
What's his name? Gene, the one who trained Ronda Rousey.
Oh.
Judo Gene
I know.
LaBelle.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Remember that scene where
Brad
Bruce is
Pitt.
getting his ass whooped by Brad Pitt? Supposedly that fight is from Judo Gene LaBelle that he tossed Bruce Lee around like a rag doll.
You know, after
I feel like Bruce Lee gets more praise than Chuck Norris, and that bothers me.
after Top Gun enforced
What?
our
Chuck Norris got his ass
enrollment,
beat by Bruce Lee.
It was a movie. Come on.
Still happened.
It was
but
a
but he's
movie.
right though, because think about like Top Gun, dude. That's when enrollment like went crazy.
That's true. Do you know he actually got an
Grey's
award for that? He
Anatomy,
got an
dude.
award for
Fucking,
that.
they said doctor fucking like people like applications went crazy.
Yeah.
My
Crazy.
biggest thing is we got
Movies.
videos of UFC, or we got videos of UFOs. We got videos of
Speaking of
Bigfoot, butt
UFOs,
fucking-
Oh, we can get into that.
yeah,
Let's
let's
get
talk
into
about that.
Let's go to that.
I wanted to ask you that when you were talking about it, but I forgot.
We'll go there. Hold on. I want to wrap one last thing though, right? Bruce Lee is probably the biggest impact to modern day athletics than anybody,
Talk to me. Why?
right? Like you don't ingest protein shakes the way you ingest protein shakes without Bruce Lee.
Why is that?
Like the whole breakdown in a
Asian?
blender, the whole everything else, right? Like breakdown of compounds and why we got into the science and everything else that we've done as far as like powdered proteins and all that type of stuff, that all comes from him.
Really? So you saying that bodybuilders got their inspiration from that from Bruce Lee?
No, but you have the greatest impact. Right? Because that changes the entire thing from there. And then you get into the whole pharmaceutical world of it and everything else, right? Like, but it doesn't start and becoming normal without that. Right? So it's massive as far as everything else goes.
Well, you're right, because like a lot of people, when they first get into like, oh, I want to look good and cut, they usually go to someone, right? Like who in a movie like do I want to look like? A lot of people went to Brad Pitt from Fight Club, and they're like, what was his routine, right? 300, Gerard Butler, right? But Bruce Lee was one of them, dude. And they're
the
like, well,
70s for sure.
what are his workouts?
Well,
Well,
like-
I know people today that'll still bring it up. They're
Well-
like, do you know that he worked out by flexing?
Yeah. Right?
And he would rest,
Iso-
flex, rest. That
isometrics.
was his reps. You know?
Isometrics.
Yeah.
Right? But like same thing though, right? Without Bruce Lee, you don't have Jet Li, right? You don't, right? Because you don't have the move to Hollywood.
The one was dope,
Hold on,
bro.
the one's
Chan.
great,
Jackie
but you don't
Chan.
have Jackie Chan. You don't have any of that, right? You don't have and without Bruce Lee, you don't get the crossover of like kung fu movies into American culture,
For sure.
right? And there's something to be said like of in the like 90s karate, right? Like when everybody else was doing karate and like I was like, no, I want to go do kung fu, right? And like I did that like my entire childhood. Like shout out to like Sigon Ray Manzon, right, who took me, right? And I was pretty good. You know, but all of that stuff comes from that inspiration, that tutelage, and that everything else, right? Like you don't get Jackie Chan if Bruce Lee doesn't do what he does in America and go back to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Right, like none of it exists, you know. So, as far as inspiration and motivation and impact into martial arts, it's him, and then for sports in general, I just kind of wanted to wrap that before we get into Star Wars.
No, we're gonna continue
Or
that.
Star Wars.
No, but like
Star Wars is real.
I always say with Bruce
It is
Lee,
real.
for me, how they always compare him like to actual fighting. He never fought nobody. You know what I mean? He never fought a damn person. The only person to ever watch him fight, his witness, was his wife. Come on, bro. Number one. Number two, I feel like when it comes to martial arts, when it comes to actual martial arts, I feel like just because of his movies, FYI, I'm going to be real here, they suck compared to Van Damme's. Van Damme's movies are way better than Bruce Lee's. I said it.
30 years apart, but it's all right.
It's all right. Still better. I'd rather watch Bloodsport, The End of the Dragon, any day of the week.
When they were shooting at 12
However,
frames per
Bolo
second.
is
I
both of
don't
them,
know
so
about that.
you know. But anyways, I'm just saying that I feel like Chuck Norris doesn't get the proper respect deserved. He was fucking middleweight champion for God knows how long, defended that title, and when Bruce Lee was trying to make his Jeet Kune Do popular, he wanted to go get Chuck Norris, an actual fighter, a middleweight champion of the world who destroyed everybody, to bring him in to give his thing credibility. He wanted to do that, and even Chuck Norris said, like, sure, you want to beat me up? Okay, I'll do it. No problem. I just feel like when it comes down to actual fighting, Helio Gracie, Horace Gracie, to me, are better examples of actual combat than him. I've always just felt that way.
That I don't disagree with, right? But we're going into like track, and then you get into like the philosophy of martial arts and the differences and stuff, right? And era and time, right? I think is important. You know,
What's his best movie? Tell me.
who?
Bruce Lee.
I don't think it was movies back then though when his era was around. It was more.
Yeah,
of a-
I mean, he got Fist of Fury,
Yeah.
The Chinese Connection, Big Boss.
No, I mean-
Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon's probably like
It's the top one.
it's the movie, right? And for
It's
that
the movie,
and for
for
that
sure.
at like that age, right? Like Enter the Dragon for me is like it's always gonna be the thing. Like if I look at like best kung fu flick, right? Like it's Drunken Master.
Oh, that's a classic. Jackie
Like
Chan.
Drunken Master, early Jackie and Jackie
Early
Chan.
Jackie's
is
fantastic.
fuck. There's nothing better than that. I like corny Jackie. Like Rumble in the Bronx Jackie's great.
Well, that's when he first became
Rush
a
Hour.
U.S. star.
Yeah,
A
like
US
Rumble in the
star. Well,
Bronx.
Rush Hour really made him.
Yeah,
Rush Hour is great.
Yeah,
Don't get me
Rush
wrong.
Hour is phenomenal.
That's a great movie. dude.
but early Jackie, you know,
couldn't
First
speak
Strike,
English.
Was it Mr. Nice Guy?
Yeah.
All his old movies. Yeah, my cousin got me hooked on his old
Jack,
Jackie Chan.
but
Karate Kid was pretty cool. Now.
Karate
I know
Kid's
I
fucking-
know it was different.
No, are you talking about the remake?
yeah, he's talking about
Joe,
the
it
remake.
never happened. It never happened. Don't you ever talk about that again.
But no, but Drunken Master is probably, if we go kung fu theory, like that whole thing, like that's my go-to movie.
Don't get me wrong. When I watched Enter the Dragon for the first time, my eyes went on Bruce Lee.
Was Miyagi a real fighter?
No, that's fucking the guy from what's it? Richie Cunningham. What was his name? Richie Cunningham. Happy Days, bro.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, no, Pat Marisha. Fuck no. When I watched Enter the
he had
Dragon,
drones, though.
my eyes were on Bolo. I thought Bolo was a fucking specimen.
yeah,
You know, and then you see him again in all the one who's on my leg, Bolo right here. Then you see him show up in all Van Damme's movies, from Double Impact.
Bloodsport. When he shows up in Bloodsport, and like, right, that whole like snaps it. I'm like,
Beats
oh
the
my
Harley
God.
Davidson biker. You're like, this is it.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he destroys the biker.
Oh, dude, he beat Ray Jackson.
Yeah.
Big boy, he
Jackson,
gets him. Yeah, he
Jackson. He's like,
just
turn around, keep going.
he destroys him in that
Yeah.
setting.
You know what's crazy? I didn't know. Well, I probably about 2
Through
years
the
ago.
law of attraction, he will be on this
We're
show.
gonna have Tong Po on. Tong Po's coming on.
Are
ROIL
you?
Talk. Yeah, he knows Joe's
we
cousin.
almost had him. Almost
Trying
had a
to.
couple-
We're trying
That
to
was the
work it
beginning of
out.
December.
we gotta
but
schedule him.
He lives in Bangladesh, but he was out here for a couple weeks, and my cousin knows him. But
Yeah, he's
so we
our-
scheduled him next week to come on, but shit got so crazy we couldn't fucking don't make it work.
Be fucking wild, man. That'd
Right?
be a cool episode.
Dude, with me and Adam, we're looking at each other like, because it's Tong Po, man. Like, I grew up like, to me, watching those movies in the 80s, there was nothing like 80s villains. You know what I mean? Like
Or heroes.
they're badass. From Tom Poe.
All right. Can we talk about UFOs now? I know he's seen some shit, dude. He's up in the air.
Okay, go.
I don't know if I saw some shit. Man, I can't.
You better agree with him. Just tell me.
I can't.
There's nothing up there.
I can't say that I've seen it. I would tell you, man. I just can't say that I've seen it. Right, like in that time frame, like the shit that I was paying attention to. Like, I'll tell you what, man. There's nothing. There's a on that same topic of that time frame. You want me to see some shit? We can get into like my theory and thought on it, but like,
Let's get into it.
But at that time, like there's a weird, wild beauty about watching somewhere blow up in the middle of the night. From 20,000
It's fireworks,
Nah,
in a
it's
sense.
it's
On
different.
steroids, right?
It's different, man.
So you'd watch it like direct with your eyes through the sky or
Yeah.
on screen?
No, like direct to, like you're flying a mission, you're at 20,000 feet,
So what are you looking at? How are you seeing it?
just out the window,
Yeah.
just poof,
Do you feel it up there?
blows up.
Or
Nah,
too
you're
high
not
up
seeing.
on
Yeah,
it?
you're not seeing. You're not feeling any of that stuff. Getting rocketed when you're in the air sucks.
What were you in?
That was like P3s, P3
Yeah.
Orions doing that.
Getting rocketed in the air?
Yeah, like
What
when
is that?
when somebody shoots a rocket at you in the air,
Oh, shit. And you're like, fuck.
and then like it explodes while you're in the air and it's near you.
Yeah.
It sucks. That hurts.
Yeah?
Yeah, like you feel that. You feel the percussion go through the aircraft. Feel it go through your body.
Ooh.
Then you gotta like make sure you're not damaged and stuff. But yeah, something beautiful about like watching it in the air. It's kind of it's horrific at the same time. But like if you like switch that section of your brain off, there's just something like you gotta find a way to like make peace with it because you're flying the same mission tomorrow night. So you better get ready.
It's an apocalypse now.
When you like look at like footage of like the atomic bomb, it's just fucking mesmerizing. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
It's
holy
something.
shit.
It's just something that's just so outworldy, right? Let's go into aliens. There you go.
You think that's what they see us? Are these fucking monkeys building bombs?
Nah, man. I mean, there's a lot of like, man.
Come on.
A lot of weird shit.
Talk to me. What?
I mean, who knows, right? That's the problem. Is who knows what, right? Like, what if we're a mistake? What if we're just a science experiment?
I believe that.
What if we're just Prometheus? This is just a science experiment that happened.
And who planted us here? Tell me.
Well, I think that there's.
The Anunnaki.
You ever played with like little plastic army men?
Yeah. Who hasn't?
Okay, what if we're just plastic army men?
We're in a simulation.
No, like what if we're just plastic army men by like different gods, like from the same species that came here and said, "Man, we're gonna do it over here, we're gonna do it over there, and let's see who wins."
You know what seems probable?
And you got some
Men
kid
in Black. When he's fucking rolling all the marbles and it's all the galaxies and they're just like, oh, we just collect them all. I'm like, what the fuck? Because if you think about
Just
space
watch
never
that
ends,
documentary.
right? And you're just like,
that we know of, right? We can
Right.
a foreseeable universe,
but
right? But like,
what do you really believe?
what do I
I
believe?
think we were seated here by the Anunnaki.
I don't know what I
That's
believe.
what I think.
I believe that. I think this is what I believe. I believe that. I believe in a higher power. I think that there's something else influencing like our entire existence. And I think that every culture on the planet that's had gods or believed in gods or God at some point was an alien, most likely.
I agree.
It's kind of what I think, right? And I think that,
agree.
and the reason why I give merit to like the idea of like a battle between aliens and maybe we're just left here is like, the primary religion on the planet right now is still is like Christianity, right? Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, right? Those three. So we'll go with those three, right? Because they all share in common the Old Testament, right? In the origins of Yahweh and stuff, right? Mosaic law, they all share that, right? But one of the 10 Commandments is right. You won't praise any false gods, which is God's acknowledgement of other gods. He's just saying you won't praise any of my enemies, right? I think is a really normal way for us to see that. Like these are not true. I'm your true God. You will not praise anybody else, right? And I think that kind of gives way to the theory that there's probably something else, right? If we're made in the image and we're spiteful, hateful, vengeful, selfish creatures, then so are they. And
the Bible's man.
Well, that's what
written.
they. Yeah. Well, they say the people of the Sumerian tablets. Mm-hmm. They say those are like older than the Bible, and I guess the Anunnaki has like lost parts of the Bible. I forgot what scriptures they are, what books they are, but supposedly it talks about how their planet was dying. They came here, and they needed gold.
yeah,
They needed gold for their atmosphere because their atmosphere was dying. So they bred us with this different type of species that they had. And that's what explains why. How come we're the only type of mammal on this? We don't have fur on our bodies. Everything on
You're
this
pretty
planet,
furry.
Everything on a planet. Hey, you may think because of the beard.
Shaved down below.
Testify.
My guy.
Oh yeah, smooth. Shout out, fucking. What are they called?
Venus.
No, the trimmers.
The Bic razor.
Manscaped.
Manscaper.
Manscaped. Shout out Manscaped Lawnmower 2.0.
Do you razor after? Or,
No,
I
that
don't
thing gets
either.
it down, dude.
Yeah,
Just fucking.
same thing
Yeah,
for me.
the-
Yeah.
The new one.
And Kaylee has that stripper one.
New?
remember?
Yeah, the
Because
new
I
one.
have the 2.0 from like 2 years ago.
No, I got the one.
And like that shit fucking bites me, bro.
I got the
Oh,
one they
remember,
just.
remember I told you Kaylee has that stripper one that she got? Awesome stripper. The stripper told her, like, get this one, girl. She's like, okay. Dude, fucking, she shaved me up fucking smooth for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
I got
Send me
the-
a picture.
I got the
You
new
naked?
white,
All right.
the new white one that they released
I'm
right
across
before
the bed.
Christmas because it was like white and gold, and I was like, yeah, that needs to go in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
I have
Anyways-
nothing else that's white and gold in there, but it made me feel special.
You have your little toy there on
Yeah.
the counter. Yep. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, when they brought us here, when they bred us with some other type of thing, and that's why, like, they say, like, our body's not adjusted to the gravity on this planet. That's why a lot of human beings have back pain when they get older. And then we were here to mine gold, right? So how come later down the line, us as a species became obsessed with gold? Because it's, like, imprinted in our DNA for it. I don't know, dude. There's just so many things you can go down as far as the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, but what do you like? What do you?
I believe
it's
in that. I
crazy.
believe that we
Yeah,
were
like,
seeded
You know what I
here.
mean? There's so much stuff
Humans
you
were
can
seeded.
choose
No,
to.
I think it's a possibility that we were seated here. Right? I think definitely we believe in like aliens. Right?
So you guys believe in the Big Bang?
No.
Yeah.
Great show.
No, yeah, I believe in it.
I think we were seated here too.
Right,
I
because-
I think we're in a science experiment, and I think they're keeping watch, and they come in.
I
That's
bel-
why they're here all the time.
I believe in the Big Bang because of like what we were just talking about. Right? You said like how awe-inspiring is a nuclear explosion. Right? That's a Big Bang. How awe-inspiring would a nuclear explosion be at that level that we can't do? I mean, it's a realistic theory. It makes sense, right? And if you can find beauty in that and like the amount of destruction and creation that like one nuclear explosion makes at our level, like our monkey brain level, right? Like, what's that? And then you get into like all the what if questions, right? Which is really fun to do, right? Because you can get into like, what if this, what if that was created? What if the Anunnaki and all the other gods are the same things and we just lack the creativity and the word for it? And what if those guys have gods as well and they create the Big Bang? Right? Like, what if what if you're 6 versions down?
Stop,
so,
Rob.
so the Big Bang's created.
Maybe.
So you think they sat there? And
We
went,
do it. So if we do it and we're created, that means they can do it. What happens if they're created? And then how many levels of creation do you go back?
I don't know.
What if this is like the 6th time we've already redone this?
What if this is
like
the-
life has already gone on 7 billion years?
Well,
and it's
they
reset
said this planet has had how many extinctions? 5?
I think 7. No?
You know what show's awesome for that theory? Right? And to get away from like the life of the planet, but more going to like the life of the species, right? Is shit. It's what's the sci-fi show with the Scions? Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Never got into that.
You fucked up.
Did you like Stargate SG-1?
Yeah, I did.
I was like, no Kurt Russell.
Go through
I'm
some
out.
fucking wormholes, bro. Let's go. Right? That's a huge possibility too, right?
So you guys, what about Interstellar?
Dude, you want to talk about a movie that'll make me cry? Interstellar.
Bro, that
there it
fucks
is,
with me.
there it
There it
is.
is. I got
Good job,
you.
Adam, you
I
got it.
you,
Yeah,
fucker.
Interstellar.
Dude, that fucks with me bad. Like I'm
It's-
like, what the fuck
It's
is going
been
on?
it's been popping up on Netflix lately. It's
Yeah.
like a recommended. I'm like, nope.
Nope. Yeah,
Not
you're
crying.
not ready for
That's
that
a
one.
one-timer. That's a one-timer.
You can't like wear that one out.
Dude, I've watched it like 10 times at least by now. But at the very end, when he sees her, like all old, dude, I'm like,
No, but I'm talking about when he's in the
crazy.
like
When
in
he-
time.
Yeah, when he's stuck in the space and he's
Yeah,
trying to
and
like
he
that
understands
moment.
it all, and
He
it
sees
comes
her.
together, and it's 4D, and then he's like, "What if they're watching us?"
Yeah.
It's some wild shit.
You remember the one with Chris Pratt, the Tomorrow War?
Yeah, yeah.
They tried to go that route.
It
but
was not
like,
that good. It was-
like,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That movie already got that from me. You're not
Yeah.
taking that from me. Don't
it started off so good, I feel like, and then
It got weird.
Did you guys watch that one, Passengers?
No?
Yeah, I watched that.
Wait,
one.
that's with him and old girl, right?
Yeah, but it's like they're on a spaceship, and,
and
they
he wakes her up
Yeah,
because
they,
he doesn't want to be alone anymore.
Yeah.
Remember Event Horizon?
Yeah.
That's you seen that one?
Which one?
Event Horizon. That's a horror movie. One time for me.
What's the girl from Princess Diaries?
I forgot her
Anne
name.
Hathaway.
That one. Did you see the one? What's the name of it with
That's a
her
good
and
movie,
George?
by the way.
With her,
Cyrus?
that's-
My sister
her and
used to watch
George,
the fuck out of that
her,
movie.
her and George Clooney, where they're like astronauts. And,
No.
That's the one.
George Clooney?
Yeah.
yeah, and like the ship explodes and she's
they're
like stuck and she's spinning.
Yeah, they're way off going into
Holy
space. That's a wild one. They have
fuck.
to make, do the music.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
Yeah,
to
the
that,
soundtrack
the
will fuck you up.
moments.
That's
Yeah.
Gravity.
Gravity.
That's what Sandra Bullock.
Is it Sandra Bullock? Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
It's Sandra
That's
Bullock.
a great
I think
movie.
Anne
Then I was thinking
Hathaway's in
Ad
one.
Astra.
Anxiety.
thought
She's
she
in.
was.
Yeah.
She's in Interstellar.
She's in Interstellar.
Yeah.
It's Sandra
Anne
Bullock.
Hathaway's in, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Matt
Man.
Damon, remember that one? I was
Yeah,
like, you son of a
dude,
bitch.
The Martian?
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Fire.
Martian will do it.
Dude, Martian.
Right?
was
We're going to Mars. We're going to Mars.
Matt Damon
boys.
needed to
I'm down.
die.
That's what Trump said. We're going to Mars.
He's like,
Yeah.
we're going to Mars. First one ever.
I think the Brad Pitt Ad Astra was like super realistic. Was Ad Astra?
I haven't seen that one.
It's okay. I'm more of
Like,
an Apollo 13 guy.
That's the cool thing
That's
about.
a great fucking movie.
That's the cool
Bill
thing
Paxton.
about.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy because like
All
we're
the-
all talking space movies get you like Armageddon,
Oh, great.
Interstellar. They all get you a little emotional.
Yeah.
Because that's our adventure that we don't know what to do.
I agree.
That's our adventure that we don't know, right? Like it's really horrible when somebody like dies at the bottom of the ocean, like in an Xbox like submarine. But
Have you seen the video of it?
nope. But we've
like a
we've
millisecond.
lost
He said he a submarine. The string,
we've lost
like,
we've
imagine
lost
that little
so
thing.
many people to like the ocean. Now the ocean is like as like undocumented as it is, and we can still go down into the ocean, and there's like some cool shit which can get you into some wild shit. Do we have aliens down there that have been parked there? Right, I think that's where these
sure
drones
do.
are finally
Yep.
coming from. Right, there's some wild theories there, but we've had so many people on the ocean, and we learned how to at least navigate the ocean. Parts of the ocean a long time ago. We've been like seafaring
What does that
forever.
mean? What does that mean?
Like
The seafaring part.
like Noah's Ark, right? Like Noah's Ark is what, $4,000 pre-Bible, or 4,000 hours or
Years.
years, right?
I was like, dollars? We
Oh,
could
like
buy
dollars.
this?
You guys
Contact.
got, you guys have
Contact.
you guys are smoking. I'm drinking.
Contact.
Is it a DVD?
Yeah.
No, but 4,000 years pre-Bible.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know how to build a boat,
I got one for you guys. Keep talking.
right? We
Okay,
don't have that many people.
So how much of the sea
Gone
you
to
think
space.
is gone down? Like in the submarines, how much shit is really checked out?
Oh, like it's less than 10%.
Is it true you can't send like if you're in a plane, you can't talk to a submarine because of the water? Like stops the signals from coming in. That's why it makes it harder for you guys.
To a certain depth. Yeah, like it's to a certain depth and to a certain like frequency and technology. There's a whole bunch of math and science to that, like what type of antenna and type of frequency that you're using and blah 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 blah.
It's all math.
Yeah, like it's but ultimately to a certain depth, you can't penetrate it past a certain point. Period. That's the biggest weakness for submarines, right?
Communication.
Is human connection. That's the biggest weakness. So yeah, go ahead.
Communication would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we got to talk to each other. A submarine doesn't have to. Submarine doesn't need us to do its job. We need to be there so we can use a submarine for that. If we can figure out a way to automate submarines, this world is in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Remember the movie The Abyss?
Oh my god.
Yes, Joe.
That's a great
Remember that movie?
Yep.
That's sci-fi. You remember that one, Adam?
I don't remember that one.
Dude, what was his name? Ed Harris.
Ed Harris. Yeah.
Ed Harris. I forgot the curly hair chick's name. James Cameron made it after Aliens.
Was J Lo in it?
No. Michael Ben. It's like
No,
in the 80s. Michael
that's
Ben's
Anaconda.
in it.
That's a good one too.
Anaconda was
that's a good
great.
one,
John
yeah.
Voight. That's that meme Jim meme. Where he's looking at
man.
J Lo. It's like, hey, look at that girl in the squat rack. My
Don't
bro.
make it obvious.
He's
Did
all,
you see the new memes
John
with Mark
Voight in that?
Zuckerberg looking at Jeff Bezos'
look at
girl?
the Abyss. Oh my god, that's a great movie, Adam.
All right, check it out.
Dude.
great.
Is there a guy with just a head on there?
No.
No?
Michael Ben from Terminator. Ed Harris. I forgot her name. But fuck, it's a great fucking
That's John
movie.
Connor.
Yeah,
Or,
that's his daddy.
What's
Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese, yeah.
But anyway, there's an alien down there, and like aliens under the water, and he runs an oil rig crew. Something happens, a Russian submarine or American submarine gets wiped out, goes to the super bottom of the Atlantic.
Do you guys believe those videos where those fish are getting shot with arrows by the oil rigs?
No, I never seen it.
You never seen that shit?
I heard recently, like, you know, podcast is where I get all my news, right? And it's where all your subject matter experts are, you know, on a lot of like these high places now.
Facts. Yeah.
And Steve Ranella was just recently on Joe Rogan and talking about like all these oil rigs that they've created all over the place, and like they've changed the dynamic of like fisheries in like the natural ocean. And like if you are a spearfisher, they all have like all the deserted oil rigs like marked because they just turn into reefs. And like there's no fish like huntable, like lots of schools and like big things of fish like in concentrated areas for hundreds of miles when you're out there just swimming. And you get to a reef and it's just packed, or you get to an oil rig reef and it's just packed. And so yeah, I can believe it that they're shooting them, especially with arrows. Like we've been arrow hunting fish as a species since we were freaking monkeys, right?
So who do you think's doing it? Us?
The fish with the arrows?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's probably us. Or are you talking about aliens are doing it?
I'm just wondering. Like,
Oh,
there's
probably
so many,
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like so many weird little videos that are coming around, like of the fish getting shot with the arrow out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's us. We're shooting them, man.
What do you guys think of the drones just disappearing now? It's over.
Yeah, sounds normal.
What do you think about that, Rob?
Sounds like the news cycle caught up with it. I mean, and that
So that was pre-fire, right? The drones.
and that we lost, and that we don't really care, and we lost interest.
They said,
Right.
I guess on Trump's motorcade, they had like these big old huge boxes on top of the SUVs,
Yeah,
and they were drone deterrents.
from our
And they did it inside.
from our amount of technology, I think the answer is out there somewhere in what they're doing. I mean, I forget what I was watching. It was something, I don't know, some real, some whatever. And somebody was asking a question like, well, do you think politicians should lie or whatever, or along those lines? And he's like, well, they're kind of in charge of all of us, and I'm in charge of 2 kids, and I lie to them all the time.
I saw
So
that. What makes you think they're not lying to us?
makes you think they're not lying to us. Like the drone things,
fucking
the
point.
JFK things, the
Holy
RFK things,
shit.
the MLK things. Like,
You think all that's coming out?
who cares?
You guys see
It's-
anybody see the
I
list
agree.
or anything going on or any of those?
Great. You get it
Nonetheless,
60 years later.
That's what I was telling Joe. I said they've had plenty.
I
of
need
time
60
to
years
alter
to. I need 60 years to know that there was a lie and I still don't know if this is the actual truth, bro. I mean, I can have a conversation right now with my mom and dad about something that I know that they lied to me about 25 years ago, and there'll be a lie still in the truth, like where it's like, bro, I don't care, right? Like,
Damn good point, Rob.
like we're not talking about Santa Claus, right? Like, okay, right? But we're talking about how many other things. Like, who cares if they finally come clean about the lies of then? I don't care about JFK. Tell me what the aliens are right now and tell me about the drones. You do that, you're a gangster. Tell me what they were trying to hide during the election.
Yeah, something.
Right? What
That's
were
why
they
it's
trying to
all
hide from me
something-
with the drones?
it's a
Hey, say, hey, this
distraction.
drone shit was all fucking bullshit.
Fire, all this shit.
Right? I've been advised not to tell you. I'm telling you what it is, and here's what they were hiding.
There's a video.
Gangster move.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'll send it to Jorge. There's a video of literally of the mayor. I think it was of Jersey. He's saying that they all got brought in to somewhere in Congress or somewhere. They all brought in the governors. This is right during the drone stuff, and they told them that something nuclear came in through the ports, and the drones were searching for them. And the news reporter's like, "Are you kidding me, Mayor?" He goes, "No, that's literally what they told us. It was literally fresh while it happened." That's what they said.
That I believe too.
A nuclear
that makes
device
sense.
came in from Ukraine. A nuclear device came in. That's when Rogan retweeted on X. He some drone expert, and the guy was like, "I'm in the drone industry. I have contracts with this and that." He's like, "I don't usually stay quiet, but everyone's worried about UFOs, this and that." He goes, "If these drones are from a foreign country, they wouldn't want to be seen. There wouldn't be lights on. Number one. Number two." He goes, during a detection, they're flying over. They're detecting something. Like, he was breaking it down. And he said someone of his buddy who works in the fucking government said that there was a nuclear weapon that was lost and it was on its way here. And it came in through the ports in Jersey. Everyone knows a bit about Jersey. There's a lot of ports. And it came in through there. So they were, if you look at the ones came in through there and the ones that came in through, they were like in a pattern. So they were trying to detect nuclear gamma. That's what they said.
Maybe, right? But then you
That's
go
what
into
they said.
But then you go into all the other stuff, and then you can get. I don't know,
It's
man.
like, what do you believe?
I mean, I think that we're.
Right there. That's it.
I think we're 20 years. I think we're 20 years outside of like when I joined the military, and I could tell you like the difference in like what that is. Like, we started this whole thing with talking about the difference in like production and technology during World War II alone, and what the difference in force and stuff like that, right? It just gets faster and faster and smaller and more detailed and all this stuff, right? I think there's some really cool stuff. Do I think that we're, alone? Probably not. Do I think that there's energy weapons? Sure, right? We've been talking about energy weapons since I'll go to another good movie with you. We've been talking about
I know what I'm there. I'm there.
We've been talking about energy weapons since we've been talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger in Eraser.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look, man, we're
Who
talking
is
about
that?
us developing.
Smile. You've just been erased.
Like, come on.
Like green.
Right? Straight through the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, gone,
No
everything.
damage. Like, just fucks you, right? Like,
You can see everybody inside.
John Kruger. What was his name? John
yeah,
Kruger.
Yeah, but I mean, like, right? Like, there's so much that, like, man, we forget that we've told ourselves already the story. Like, just go to that. We already said it.
All right, Jorge, press play real quick. Wow, check this out.
We're like, no. I know that we were told by our state police that we have assets over our critical infrastructure. Now, depending on your point of view, it's either concerning or comforting. I think it's comforting because it's probably us listening and watching. We also know that we have drones that are flying in a grid-like pattern. In my opinion, they're looking for something. What might they be looking for? Well, potentially, we're aware of a threat that came in through Port Newark. Maybe that's radioactive material. There was and there is an alert that's out right now that radioactive material in New Jersey has gone missing on December 2nd. It was a shipment. It arrived at its destination. The container was damaged and was empty.
See,
When you watch the response of the reporters, they're like, "Excuse me, like." They told you this? He goes, yes. They brought us into Congress, and they broke it down for us, and that was it. And she's like, this is like breaking news.
I don't
Like,
believe it.
It was wild.
I don't believe it. I think it was some dude who got in trouble later. He's
All
like,
those holding patterns all over. You think somebody just controlling all of them? And then that one guy you said was full
Weren't
of
the
shit.
drones here?
Huh?
California too?
They were spotted in California. Joey has a picture of one.
Temecula,
Shut up,
Albuquerque.
Well, have you seen China and their new drone shows they keep fucking doing? They're fucking
We've been
epic, bro.
We've been
Like-
doing that for 20 years.
Well, I think it's Chinese, dude. I think they're fucking.
I don't believe that one where they said they're sitting out in the ocean. Just
They
shooting
sent the
them off.
fucking
I don't
balloons
believe that.
already.
Bro.
Where were the balloons coming from?
Why do they have?
the
Why do
ground.
they have property
Filled with
around?
hot air.
Why do they have property around our bases? What's up with that?
Who, the Chinese?
Yeah.
Because we owe them 13 point, or what is
So
it,
we just let them
$14.1
have
trillion
that?
dollars now? No. We don't, like, man.
Come on, Rob. Talk to us, bro.
Here's my theory on debt.
Go.
Right, here you go. Debt doesn't exist, neither does international debt. We just allow it so we don't have to fight, right? Because what happens if I owe you $1,000? Say, right? It's not a lot of money. It's $1,000. We're homies. See you every day. But sooner or later, if I got to see you every day, I'll go spend a bunch of money. I don't even like talk to you or try to give you any money back. So you're gonna get upset sooner or later, right? If I owed you like $10,000, you're probably gonna want your money on time right away. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem quicker, right? That's kind of the difference, right? Like, yeah, we owe you money, but we're not like spending a ton of money, like more than you, or living a life different, right? But here's the thing: like, if you get mad that I owe you $1,000 and you want to fight it out, and I beat the living shit out of you, guess what? You're never gonna ask me for again.
My 10,000 back.
You're not gonna ask me the money back, right? And that's ultimately what, like, geopolitics, like in a really crude manner, right? Is like, who owes who money, who can collect more money without them wanting to fight you back. And if they decide to fight you back, you got to live with that consequence. You better win if you want your money back, right? But we've gotten away from that kind of warfare too, right? That ended in World War II. We decided as the West that conquering people for the sake of conquering people was bad, and then we stopped conquering people for the sake of conquering people. Now we conquer people for the sake of mindset. Right, but we don't take anything, right?
It's resource
Yeah, well,
based.
But a lot of that debt isn't China though either, and plus China sells
They
all
buy
of
it.
our debt to other people.
well, they buy it and they sell it and
buy
everything else. Yeah,
Well, it's just like, a lot of that debt comes from bonds.
Yeah.
That
The bonds are
Americans
shit,
fucking buy. Like companies, big fucking investment companies, they come and buy these bonds, and then the government owes them the fucking money for it. So a lot of that debt's even us. So when everyone says China, it's debt, it's,
I mean,
plus,
here's
like he said, dude, we're so fucking. What are you gonna do? Plus, we would cripple their economy if we cut off trade with China, dude. They'd be fucking done. Bro.
well, that's what they're
We
doing
buy
right
all
now.
their shit.
That's what they're doing right now, right? That's really the real thing, right? So let's go back to the Navy real quick. That's like when you get senior enough in the Navy, right? And you realize like the Navy's actual mission on the planet, like for us, for any major Navy that's conquered the world at any point in time, it's free flow of trade. Right? But it's not free flow of trade for everybody. You want free flow of trade for you. That's all you're trying to control, because then you can control everybody else's trade. And that's like the real battle between powers, and that's when powers shift, right? We didn't control the oceans until, World War II.
Yeah.
Right. That's when we really controlled the oceans. The Cold War was about free flow of trade and also some mindset stuff. But ultimately free flow of trade, right? Like who was whose trading partners across the world and routes, right? Panama Canal, right? Why is it such a big deal that we take back the Panama Canal from China, right? Because they're the ones ultimately controlling it. The Greenland piece, that's free flow of trade as the ice caps continue to melt and you get more northern passage free flow. That's huge. You want to control that as much as possible. Yeah. Why did China build a military base 20 miles away from our military base in Djibouti, right? Because free flow of trade into the Red Sea, right? And then they have a connection with Yemen, who has a connection with the Houthis in Yemen. Because if they can control the Horn and shut off that passage to Yemen, right, blockade that, then you can't get anything from the Indian Ocean into the Mediterranean, right, without going around Africa. And that's trauma, right? Like you like going around South Africa. It's rough, bro. You got to time it, right? Or going around South America. Like those things you got to time those things, right? You destroy fleets, destroy cargo, destroy all kinds of things. Or you got to pay the tax, right? So we want to control the tax. That's all it is. We just want to control the world tax. Everybody else, same thing. There's nothing wrong with that, right? In my personal opinion. People who feel like there's something wrong. If I was Chinese, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's fuck those American dudes up. Right? But I'm not Chinese, I'm American. So yeah, let's go. Let's fuck those Chinese dudes up. Right? Like that's the thing of it, right? I want to win, bro. I want to be American. I want to have freaking...
See with the freedom.
Yeah, I want to be able to like sit here with you guys and talk about this shit and do all that type of stuff and everything else. And if I was Chinese, I'd want whatever Chinese people want. But it ain't this, you know. So
we're Americans.
That's simple enough.
All right.
Thank
if
you.
I was,
thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
yeah,
Rob.
man, no worries, dude.
I hope you had
Really
a good
taking
time,
your
my
time,
boy.
bro.
Good conversation. Good laughs.
You
Want to
feel-
plug your social
you feel-
medias or anything?
You feel a little twisty?
Nah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I hope
I got a little bit of liquor in me.
you
but I'm
sleep
cool.
good tonight. How you feeling over there, Lola? Yeah.
Lolo's cool. He's driving.
Lolo's ready to go.
Not driving. His Tesla's driving.
Yeah, man. Social media, Instagram, it's private, but you can hit me up, SG_Big Rob. Yeah, that's about it. The only social media I do. You know, you can find me on Facebook. I'm with the Cemetery Financial Group. Operate that. Hook people up on their life insurance. Protect your family. Protect your mortgage. Do all that stuff, which is huge right now, right? Especially in California, because you don't know what's coming, man. So get any insurances you can.
True.
And you don't know what's going to happen in your personal life. Otherwise, man, just love seeing you guys. Love talking. You know, appreciate you guys having me on here. And it was a lot of fun.
What's your?
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna start asking all the guests, but what's your message to the youth?
Yeah.
Man, message to youth. That's a good question, bro.
However you want to spin it, but you answer it.
Go for it.
Get off social media. That's my message to the youth, bro. You have no need for social media. Get off it. Right? Like, figure out the next thing. Social media was ours. Doesn't need to be there in 15 years. Figure out the next thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's all fake anyway. Don't compare your lives to it.
you can make your life anything.
Don't
you
compare
Want.
my highlights to your behind the scenes.
Facts.
That's all we post. So we ever post our bad shit online? No. We always post like happy moments or great things. Like, look what they're doing. That's all you see. You're not
Yeah.
seeing the bullshit every day we go through.
You want to see real shit? Go follow my cousin. Fuck, that motherfucker puts all his cheese may on fucking
Yeah.
social media. I check him, dude. I go, hey, don't put your fucking business out there like that. You and your old lady.
Well,
and shit.
you know, I think that's the world telling us what we can and can't do, right? And maybe that's the next thing. Maybe that's what you tell the youth, right? Is put your negative stuff out there. If you want to use it, change it from the lie, right? Like don't change it from the lie, man. Put all the truth out there, right? We talked about like you want to be wild with what Trump just can do and stuff and everything else. Come in and just tell everything the truth right now, right? Get rid of the shadows, live in the light, right?
Absolutely.
Amen.
And then maybe the aliens will come back and want to fuck with us again, and we stop blowing each
They're
other
here,
up.
baby. They're
Let's go.
walking among us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ROIL TALK podcast. Smoke, lift, and live. Good night.
Good night.